The ANZ CSGO Invitational is presented by Carl's Jr., home of great American burgers.
And it's not often they check it. Inns is able to peek out. He's going to get annihilated by Hope. And he's already... so maybe it's two. But no, it'll be Iron going down early. He will be able to drop one cell. He drops that as well. And 1 point now from...
Good evening and welcome to the Let's Play Live CSGO ANZ Invitational, brought to you by Carl's Jr. It's a pleasure to have you joining us here for week number 2. My name's CSGYCITY, and as per usual, my partner in crime, Thomas Blackout Richmond. And Tom, week number 2, you hyped?
I'm thick and pumped. I'm ready for this one. I've had my Carl's Juniors and I'm ready to go. Last week we had some awesome CS, so I'm feeling the same this week.
Yes, we did, and hopefully tonight we're going to have some more bootylicious games for you. Most definitely, but if it is your first week joining us, let's have a little look at the tournament structure just to see how everything works. So we've got 6 teams in a round robin. They play each other once. 3 points for a win there. The top seed who finishes in the round robin will be heading to the grand final, and seeds 2 and 3 will duke it out in the semi-final to face that top seed in our grand final. And obviously the thing that everybody's interested in, the prize pool. First place will be picking up $5 grand, second place $3,000, and third place $2,000. And how can you win at home, you might be asking? Well, our friends over at Carl's Jr. have sorted us out with some great prizes. If a player picks up an ace, that's going to be a free small chips and a drink. If a player knifes an enemy, that's a free small prize. And if a team does the unthinkable and picks themselves up a 16-0, you can head into your local Carl's Jr. and pick yourself up a free cheeseburger. Tom, I know you just said you weren't feeling hungry, but how about now?
Yeah, I have to reevaluate on that one. That cheeseburger's looking damn good, so... Yeah.
So, obviously in week number 1, we saw some absolutely riveting games for week number 1, some very close ones. We even saw an overtime. So let's go back and have a look at week number 1's results to see where these teams sat in week number 1. Tainted Minds taking down Greyhound Gaming, Season 1's champions, 16-11. After that, we had Legacy taking down Ground Zero, 16-10. And Breakaway came out of the gate swinging, but Chiefs managed to get them at the end in the overtime, 19-15. Now let's have a look at the overall standings, how these teams are stacking up after week number 1, coming into week number 2. We do see Legacy top of the table there, Tainted Minds and Chiefs, obviously 3 points apiece. And Breakaway, Greyhound and Ground Zero, Tom, still haven't picked themselves up a win, so this week, very important for them.
Yeah, most definitely. You don't want to go 2 games down at the start. It's going to make it very hard to get into that top 3, so I'd say all 6 teams, but especially those 3 at the bottom, will be really looking to pick up a win tonight. Well,
let's have a look at who's going to be facing off against who in week number 2. First up, it will be Legacy taking on the Chiefs. Now, both of these teams one apiece. Very big game here. After that, it will be Breakaway taking on Tainted Minds, looking to keep their streak alive. And finally, to finish off the night, it will be Ground Zero taking on Season 1 champions, Greyhound Gaming. And Tom, out of these 3 games, what do you think's the sort of standout for you?
I would have to go with the Legacy Chiefs game. Both of these teams picked up victories last week, so they're both coming into this game confident and feeling ready to go, I'd say. So they both showed promising signs last week, so it should be a cracker of a game.
I can definitely agree with that. But Breakaway last week, had an absolutely ripper of a start of a game against Chiefs. Tonight they're taking on the big guns, which are Tainted Minds. How do you think that's going to play out?
I guess it could go either way. I'd say they'll probably have to bring their A game to really pick up a win here. But if they come out of the blocks firing like they did last week, then you never really know.
And Season 1 champions Greyhound Gaming going to be taking on Ground Zero, who made their way through the open qualifier. Do you think Ground Zero have what it takes to take down Greyhound this evening?
I would say no, unfortunately not. I think Greyhound's going to come out firing. They're going to be showing their A game and showing everyone who's boss.
Well, your favourite game is going to be up first. It will be Legacy taking on Chiefs. And now, obviously, we saw Legacy in Season 1. Very strong showing as the season went on. Chiefs, obviously, a new face, but not a new org for the region.
Yeah, no, definitely. The Legacy team seem to have gone from stride to stride over the past few months. Players like Soju and Lonsdale, they're actually two Kiwi boys who have really produced quite a lot for the region and really progressed quite well. So those boys there are definitely ones to watch out for.
Yeah, and Blitz has generally been a really big standout AWPer to me. Really sort of fills that role. Aggressive AWPing seems to be his specialty. I'm really excited to see a little bit more coming out from LaCour though tonight. And for the side of Chiefs, my big favourite here has got to be Iron. Had a very strong first season there with Corvidae. This time has a new lineup around him.
Yeah, no, Iron Raju's definitely a solid player. He's got a good solid rifle to him, and pretty much you just get him on any gun, even the sniper or the rifle, and he can really do some work.
Yeah, another big favourite of mine there has got to be Moe as well. You know, they do have that experience, which I think is going to be crucial for them coming into this season. But let's have a look at our head-to-head tonight. It will be Stat coming up against Texter. Tom, talk to us a little bit about these two lads.
Both of these lads would probably be considered the young guns for their team, both 18 and 17 respectively. They both like to, I would say they rely quite a lot on their raw aim and their natural skill to get headshots and like a lot of rifle kills. If you see there with their headshot percentage, one of them's on 50 and the other on 40, so you can tell they're hitting quite a lot of headshots, so they're quite on with those rifles like the AK and the M4, so these boys are very valuable to their team and getting a lot of impact frags.
And the ADR there as well, quite another important stat, the average damage per round.
Yeah, no, definitely. If you're getting quite a lot of damage like these blokes are, it's showing that you're going in first a lot and really getting a lot of damage on your opponents, which is beneficial for your team.
So just to sort of sum it up there, you know, if you had to put money on who's going to have a bigger game tonight, would it be Texter or would it be Stat?
I would say Texter's more reliable there. He's probably the best up-and-coming player in the scene, I would say. But Stat definitely has some promise as well.
Well, let's have a look to see what our boys in the casting room have to say about this game as well. Let's get a few predictions going around the table. Nutters and Wayfarer, how are you guys?
How's it going?
G'day,
Good to see
g'day.
you.
All right, so you've thrown this to us. We think this is going to be quite a close one. We found out that the map is actually going to be on Nuke. Now, we know that a lot of Chiefs lineups beforehand have been pretty strong on Nuke as it is. Legacy will probably come through firing. That's where I'm going to put my money. What about yourself, Dallas?
Myself, I'm personally going to be rolling with Legacy as well. Wayfarer, what do you think?
I'm going with Legacy as well. I think their teamwork is going to be the difference between this match. Like, they're a really good team.
And it's a lot of Legacy fans. Tom?
Yeah, I'm going to have to mix it up here. I'm going to go with the Chiefs boys. I can see why you guys have gone with Legacy. Obviously, they're a solid team, we're progressing well, but I think the firepower of the Chiefs is really just going to cause too much issues for those Legacy boys tonight.
Well, let's see if Tom's prediction comes true. Let's take it away with our casters, Nutters and Wayfarer. Take us through this first match, boys. Away with it.
Let's go.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dallas. And look, I think this is going to be quite a good matchup here on Nuke. It's not a map that you see very often.
No, I mean, I was really excited to see that tonight because we haven't seen it this season, and I don't think we saw it last season. To see Legacy come forward with Nuke, I think that's going to be their advantage. This team has been together longer than Chiefs. The star quality that Blackout was talking about with Chiefs is going to be a big advantage into this match if it comes down to individual play.
Yep.
How they control outside as CT, that's what that could be a game changer.
Well, obviously all that comes down to the knife round, and we'll have to see which way that does go. My biggest thing, though, is you talk about all the raw skill. You want to look at, obviously, people like Texter and Stat. Now, I saw Stat going absolutely ham over the weekend at another event, and he was, you know, it was just amazing to see him going. Sadly, they didn't even win the entire event, somehow. They had a star-studded team. I saw Andy there as well.
Yeah.
It was amazing, but I just wonder, when it does come down to that raw aim, is this going to favour Legacy or is this going to favour Chiefs?
Well, that's a good question to ask. But I think with Nuke, you know, there's a lot of cozy positions and corners behind boxes. Understand, you know, your map knowledge is really going to be able to help you to clutch the round. With the bomb plant and the smoke cover, there's a lot of quirky spots that, you know, these players might be able to, you know, come out with individual plays to close out rounds. But that's another thing. Getting the bomb down, they have to be able to execute. So it's going to be interesting to see what these teams can bring, yeah, on A site and B site. But, you know, getting outside control, making sure that all the players make those smokes, that's going to be something interesting. How fine-tuned are these players?
Yep. Well, I mean, I suppose the other thing is, since the last season, at least I think it was since the last season, Was it before last season? We had the updates to Nuke. It changed downstairs quite a bit. It sort of changed all the vents around, and now you don't actually have that direct access onto that lower site. Do you think that sort of changes a lot of the play styles now, with sort of not being able to have that lurker sit in vents as long as they used to be able to?
Yeah, I think it does. Players like Texter, for instance, I think he's going to be able to utilize those positions. He's going to be able to sneak up behind them and close out some of these rounds. It's definitely going to come down to individual players for Chiefs. Definitely, players stepping up. What I'm really interested to see from Chiefs is how they're going to utilize the AWP. Are we going to see Infrequent and Moe on it? Are we going to see Ian jump on it as well? Yeah, these guys are all amazing players, and they can all use the AWP to control games and matches. We saw Ian do it with Corvidae last season. If he sees it on the ground, I'm sure he's going to pick it up.
I'd like to see what he does with it. I mean, to be fair, if it drops into your hands as you're playing, if you're on an eco, you manage to win it back.
Yeah.
You're going to give it to... You want to try and get it to Orpa, but if Iron's there, he'll definitely do his best with it, and you just have to trust that he's going to go out and frag. He's going to go hard, and it doesn't really matter where you're going to play him.
Yeah.
But I suppose we'll just have another quick look at the teams, just to sort of refresh everybody's minds. You do have Moe. He'll be there. He'll probably be IGLing for this side. He'll be in there. He'll be giving them calls, so he might sort of pull back from the door a little bit, would you say?
Yeah. Moe, I'm not too sure who is actually the leader of the squad at the moment. Who's giving the call, who's directing them. But I think with Moe picking up the AWP, he must be giving the team some direction. He's got a lot of experience and he's played for a lot of quality teams. Yeah, he's got to be bringing a lot because he is a very opinionated player as well. He likes to speak up, and that's really good. You need players to be leaders. I just hope that all of them are actually stepping up as leaders and not being bossed around.
Yeah, and I suppose looking at the Legacy side, we've been talking up Stat quite a bit, but Soju had an amazing week last week. I felt like we were saying his name quite a lot, almost more than Stat. I mean, Stat did get sort of that round, the game-winning 4K at the end. But overall, I'd say I'm almost supporting Soju here, because you're coming onto Nuke, a map that isn't often played. If you want someone that can just frag, you're probably looking at Soju on this one.
Well, yeah, I talk about teamwork with Legacy, and they have improved so much from last season. And one of the things that has transformed as their teamwork has progressed is players like Soju. He's a really intelligent player. He's a player that focuses everything on teamwork. He doesn't make a move unless a teammate knows about it. He positions himself with his teammates. And, what he's gone from being a 1.0 player where he gets one frag around to becoming this multi-kill player who gets 2 kills around. And if he's anchored on, these positions on site, he's pulling that off. It makes the retake for his teammates so much easier. He's just such a capable player. And, to add that dimension to that squad, it's something to talk about. Yeah,
I think I'm just looking forward to it. I mean, have you casted Nuke with me yet?
Have I what?
Have you casted Nuke?
Have I? No, I don't think we have. We were saying just before, have we actually had Nuke this season? Well, we haven't had it this season. We only had Mirage last week.
Yeah, it was Mirage,
last
mate.
Season, I don't even think we had Nuke. So, no, I think there was a Greyhound match on Nuke. Am I right? Am I wrong? There might have been. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, there is.
We're not statisticians here. We don't know anything.
Yeah.
We just sit here. We just talk about the game.
Well,
that's about it.
Future. We're reflecting on the future. So, looking towards what's going to be next week as well. And, this week they've got Nuke and they're doing... Yeah, it's going to be impressive to see what they, bust out. What do you think about the changes?
Oh,
have you followed the latest update?
Look, I've followed the latest update. We've got to talk about the economy. Now, that's the biggest thing. You get that second round loss bonus straight off of a pistol loss.
I know.
I suppose we will say now, so everybody that is watching, we have come straight in with these new changes, going straight into the latest patch. We're not giving these guys any time to adjust. We're just going to go throw it at them nice and hard. I mean, we don't really have much choice, do we? We just like to go hard at these guys.
Well, I wonder what Valve are actually thinking about introducing these changes. I'm an old school player. I played 1.6, and I'm a big fan of the pistol round. So to see that impact, that dimension of the game change. Yet the economy, it boosted from 1,400 to 1,900 as the reward bonus when you lose. It does change the dynamics. You're going to be able to pick up, guns on the second round.
Yeah. So I do have to say, I believe we are having some technical issues with the server. So we're going to go to a very short break, and hopefully we'll be back with the game right after.
wants it. Your mouth wants it. These meals aren't out of your league. And how's this for a happy ending? Grab the big league deal from $9.90, only at Carl's Jr.
Flavor. Beats that move you.
Your brain wants it. Your mouth wants it. These meals aren't out of your league. And how's this for a happy ending? Grab the big league deal from $9.90, only at Carl's Jr.
Welcome back to the LPL studio, coming live out of the Sky Tower here in Auckland City. My name's CSGYCITY. Joining me as per usual, Thomas Blackout Richmond, and thank you very much for bearing with us. We are having a few technical difficulties, but we will get right into the game once the server is ready to go. Now, Tom, we've heard Nutters and Wayfarer have a bit of a chat about this game. Do you have any sort of additions to add to Nuke? Because this is the first time we've seen it in a long while.
I think Nuke actually might be a bit of a risky pick for the Chiefs boys here. If we, both as the analysis and the casters are going off, it seems like Legacy rely quite a lot on their teamwork as opposed to Chiefs relying more on their natural aim and their raw skills. So if Legacy can get on top of Chiefs early game and really stop Chiefs from using their natural abilities, I think Legacy might be able to run away with this game on this map. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. As the boys on the casters desk said, we haven't actually seen Nuke, I don't think, maybe once, but
once last season, yeah, I believe it was.
I think once, maybe last season, so it's quite infrequent for that map to be played, so it should be good.
Quite infrequent. We'll see how infrequent stacks up there. But let's have a look at tonight's matches just to see, obviously, what else we have coming up this evening. Obviously, first up, once we get away with it, it will be Legacy taking on Chiefs in the, I guess, winners match of the evening almost. You know, both teams sitting on a win. After that, it will be a Breakaway taking on Tainted Minds. Now, this is a very interesting one as well to sort of talk about, which we will do after this. And then Ground Zero to finish off the night to take on Greyhound Gaming. And so I think the thing there to mention is, you know, Legacy taking on Chiefs. We've talked about a lot of these guys here, but we haven't really talked. It's touched on briefly, but Flix hasn't really come up into conversation for the Chiefs side often there. I think maybe we talked about him maybe a tiny little bit last week. What do you have to add about Flicks?
You know, I guess Flick sort of goes under the radar, you could say. He's sort of one of those players that just, I wouldn't say fills a role, because he's actually a very good player, to be honest, but he sort of just slots in the team, you know, plays a very good team role, does whatever's needed, so I guess he doesn't really get talked about as much, but he's actually a very good player with some very good aim as well, so yeah, he's definitely valuable.
And yeah, the boys on the desk were talking about it as well. We had, we got the next game matchup coming here. Breakaway taking on Tainted Minds, and obviously we've seen a couple of the boys, the Kiwi boys from the Tainted Minds side. Sicko obviously having a ripper week number 1.
Yeah, might be a bit of bias here. Obviously, I've known Sicko for quite a while, but I would say he's probably the best player in the region now, seeing that Gratisfaction and Leaz have left. So for him to like hit peak form from Tainted Minds is very good, because they have one of, and in my opinion, the best player in the region at the moment. So yeah, Sicko's definitely one to watch out for.
And you know, on the side of Breakaway, I think Andy sort of really stood out to me last season. Anyone on the Breakaway side sticking out to you?
Yeah, I think Lamas sticks out for me actually. I think that wee young bloke's going to be an awesome little player in the future. He's got some really good aim, and seems like he has some really good game sense as well. So I think he's definitely one for the future.
Or maybe an awesome big player.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was the absolute worst. Match number 3, Ground Zero taking on Greyhound Gaming. Now, big stand-up point for Ground Zero for me. Nick is, Season 1, filling in for Corvidae, coming over here, playing on LAN, absolutely astounding performance, I feel.
You know, Nick is a legend. He's I'd say he's probably one of the best fillers for teams in the country. Like, he always seems to just end up filling in for teams,
but now he's solid,
subbing in. But you know, now he's carrying the Ground Zero boys. But the guy second on the left there, giving us that dirty little smile as well. I think he's one to watch out for. Destiny. He's a very good player. He's been around the block for a long time, but unfortunately he hasn't been able to play for a few of the top teams due to some unforeseen circumstances. But yeah, he's a very, very good player.
And while we're on the topic of Ground Zero as well, last week they obviously had their coach PDG fill in for them, which could have been, you know, obviously given them a little bit of a handicap almost. You know, he's not a full-time player anymore. You know, he's obviously been around the block.
He's a bit of a bot, yeah. I'd have to agree with that one there. But
I didn't say that.
He can fill a role, you know, so he filled it quite nicely last week, but it wasn't to be for old PDG.
I think you're trying to throw me off, mate, and it's exceeding. There was some good Max 7 rounds from him. Let's give him credit.
Oh no, yeah, he done his job, but I'm just saying, you know, he hasn't played the game for a while, so it's not much pressure on him, I guess.
Tonight they've got Void filling in for them, so, I mean, talk to us a little bit about that. We saw Void in Season 1, you know, really good player there, so how's that going to work for them this evening?
Yeah, Void's a machine, to be honest. That guy's very sharp. I'm surprised he hasn't actually found a team to be a Core 5 player and that could be playing an event like this, to be honest, because he's I think he does deserve it, so could be a good opportunity for him to get his name out here.
And I guess we should probably give some props to the player that hasn't actually played yet for Ground Zero, Kyoto. Absolutely astounding player, did absolute wonders for Ground Zero in the opening qualifiers. Still hasn't yet to take his place, you know, in the ANZ Invitational just yet. Do you think we're going to see a very big rise in skill from Ground Zero when that happens?
Honest opinion, probably not too much, but potentially, like, it could bring a bit more team chemistry, and he could bring a bit to them. But in terms of the players that are filling in for him, I wouldn't say he's too much better than them, but it could bring a different internal change to them. So yeah, I'm unsure, I guess.
And I guess just while we're still on the topic there of this matchup, you know, they will be taking on Greyhound Gaming, our Season 1 champions, who have obviously lost Gratisfaction, and we saw them, you know, struggle a little bit last week against Tainted Minds. Greyhound Gaming came out of the gate absolutely swinging. I think they got 8 or 9 in a row.
Yeah, they were up 8-0.
8-0, as it were, and then Tainted Minds managed to claw their way back to a victory in very convincing fashion in sort of the second half of the game. Do you think it's because of Gratisfaction, or would it be something else?
I'd say Gratisfaction definitely plays a part in that, like... as you said, last week, Sicko was tearing up the server in the second half there, and previously to Grat leaving, I'd say Grat and Sicko were probably the best 2 AWPers in the region who went up against each other and had quite good battles, so maybe Grat would have been able to nullify Sicko's effect a bit more. But in saying that, Sterling's actually really strong on the sniper rifle as well, so I don't know, I think Tainted Minds just played better and Greyhounds were quite flat.
And I mean, the other thing as well is talk to us a little bit about who do you think is, I guess, making the calls for Greyhound now?
That'll stay the same. Dexter was always been like the leader for the team. As far as I know, Grat was like a secondary caller, so he would help out, chip in with a few ideas. So it's definitely going to mix it up. But Dexter's been the leader and the captain of that team for their whole time. So yeah.
You know, and that's something else we haven't really touched on as well. It's going to be Urcast. You know, Urcast obviously very good performances in Season 1, but sometimes a little bit hit or miss, I feel.
Yeah, that could be true, to be honest with you. I guess he can be a bit underwhelming at times. I suppose that's probably because of the expectation he's put on himself. You know, he's really had some strong performances in previous games, so I guess he has a lot of pressure and a high expectation on him.
And Malta, you know, they've got a lot of experience, I guess, you know, with Malta. He's been around for a while now. Do you think that's, I guess, you know, helping them going to come into week number 2, not be too, I guess, disheartened from week number 1?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, as I said, like, there was the 2 top teams playing last week, so only one of them can win, obviously. So if you lose that game, you just got to bounce back. They know, with no disrespect, that they're better than pretty much every other team they're going to be versing coming up, so there's no reason for them to be shaking in their boots.
And something else that's really sort of interesting that the casters did sort of mention, you know, the new patch coming out, obviously changing the game a little bit, and you being a long-time player, myself being quite a long-time player as well, especially in Go. How do you like the change? Are you a fan?
I think it's a bit early to tell. Like, I can see why they've done it, like to like sort of nullify pistol rounds in a way, which can, like, they can just like what's the word? They can sort of turn a game on its head too much, pistol rounds, I feel sometimes. So I can see the logic behind it, but as Wayfarer was saying, from playing CS for a long time, pistol rounds really were the bread and butter of the game, so it is a bit of a change-up.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I'm going to have to sort of agree with Wayfarer on that one. I'm a big fan of the pistol round. I feel like its importance is, you know, has always been a part of CS.
The pistol round is still there, though. Like, essentially, like, you still win the pistol round, you still got 2 rounds, but it just doesn't give you that buffer in terms of knowing you're going to get that much of an economical advantage over your team, over the other team.
Well, let's have a quick wind back of the clock and have a look at the results from week number 1, just to see, obviously, I guess a little bit of an understanding is the performance so far of these teams, you know, to back up a little bit of what we're talking about there. Tainted Minds taking down Greyhound 16-11. We mentioned Greyhound came out and they were up 8 or 9-0, and obviously only managed to pick up a couple more rounds after that. So something obviously wasn't working out too well for them there. Legacy 16-10 to Ground Zero. Obviously Ground Zero playing with a sub in PDG. And Breakaway losing to Chiefs in overtime 15-19. So yeah, it's already been one weekend and we've been taken to overtime. So again, nice little interesting stat there to see an overtime coming through in week number 1. But just to chat a little bit, I guess, about how these standings are coming up here. Legacy do lead on points difference, so that is going to be round difference.
Yep. Yeah, it's round difference.
So that there is why they're sitting up the top. So if we do get to a tiebreaker situation, it will be decided upon round difference. Tainted Minds obviously in 2nd place and Chiefs in 3rd. And now the really interesting thing for me is seeing if Greyhound pick themselves up their win this week. That's going to be extremely important for them. I think going into week number 3, being 2 games down would be, you know, a little bit detrimental for their confidence.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I think they'll come racing out of the gates today, though.
Did you really just?
I went there. I went there.
But Breakaway, the sort of surprise team for me. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, to be honest, I think us and the casters and probably most people around have sort of writ them off. But yeah, no, they played well last week.
Well, thank you all at home for bearing with us. Obviously, we've had a few technical difficulties, but it looks like we're about to be able to get the show on the road. Let's throw it over to our casters. Nutters and Wayfarer, take us away as long as the server's good. Off you go, boys.
Are we supposed to do the exact same thing we just did before? You know, I asked you about your prediction. Has it changed at all since we had the technical issues, or are we? No?
Hey, you guys did a great job, man. Far out. You carried the show. That was nice work from you boys.
That's all we needed from you guys. That's all we needed, really. I couldn't ask for much more from you guys. You guys really just dug deep and gave 110%.
Valve, man.
You know, we can't ask for much more, but you know what I can ask for? I can ask for the game.
Oh, I can ask for the game for sure, but Valve, what are you doing dropping these updates on us, man? It happens all the time, but here we are. Let's get excited. The game is going live.
See, the problem is, you're trying to make me get excited now, but I've just seen that it's Nuke, and it's reminded me, and it's giving me flashbacks. It's giving me flashbacks, man. Either way, we are looking forward to this. We've got the new economy, we've got everything going for us, and I think this is actually going to be seeing early into this one. We've got the 4 sets of armor on that CT side, we got the 3 sets of armor on the T side, and we've got a little bit of utility there as well, so it does look as though they're going to be getting an execute through on this A side, but no, it's just going to be a straight up push. Looking for that first frag. Blitz is going to pick up 1, drops in frequent, picks up 2, drops Texter. Moe picks up 1 and 2 in return though. It'll be LaCour with the USP, looking for something, whatever he can get.
Nice
Drops
shot,
Iron,
LaCour.
and now Flicks, 1 versus 3. This man is in a little bit of trouble here. The fake plant comes through. Soju picks up. Oh no! Stat comes through. And Legacy will take the pistol.
That would have been a massive round from Blix if he pulled that 1v3 clutch off. He was in the open. They all knew his position. To land those 2 kills with the USP was massive. That was a great round from Legacy, though, to put themselves in that position.
All right, now I'm very interested to see what this buy is going to be. This is the first time we've seen it on this new economy update. We're seeing a couple of Deagles and Armor come out. Players still keeping their money very low. We see on the Legacy side, they do get the MP5, they get Galils, a single AK and a MAC-10, so they're going for that SMG, trying to get that economy boosted. Chiefs, well, they're just doing whatever they can with the money that they've got.
Oh, here's LaCour outside. He's spotting for information. He's trying to coordinate his team at the moment. I'm really interested to see Moe CQ with the shotgun. Like, what sort of damage is he going to be able to dish out with that? But bring it on. I'm sure he's going to get right in there.
I mean, we know Moe, he enjoys the Zeus. Maybe he's just going to try and use the shotgun like a multi-shot Zeus.
Yeah, that's right.
It's probably the best way you can use it at this point.
He does use some interesting items in the game that most players don't get on.
I suppose my best guess at where Moe would be playing would be somewhere like Vents, sort of close combat, very much looking for those close quarters frags. Flicks, though, he's going to opt to hold his Deagle out. He's going to look for anything. He's going to take out Stat. Lovely work. He's backing away, looking for whatever he can. Blitz has got to peek his head around, but he's not going to be able to pick up that frag. Shots coming over from the top. He drops LaCour. Blitz is able to use something of that AK. Drops Flicks. And now the player's coming through Infrequent with a close-range scout. Chiefs have the numerical advantage. They take another one, but Soju, he's dropped Iron Moe. We see him on that shotgun, drops Blitz. And now Soju, the poor fella, left in a 1 versus 2. Moe has upgraded to the AK-47. And Infrequent, no, they're actually going to swap it around. Yep, that's a good choice, though. Moe gets that sort of one-shot potential on the scout. Infrequent has that spray advantage, but no armor behind it.
This is really interesting from Soju. He knows that if he goes for the bomb plant, he's completely surrounded. He doesn't know where he's going to look, so he's slowly backing out, and he's thinking, I might go to the top side, have time to plant the bomb, and get into a position.
He's only got 9 seconds, though. He's got to get down there. He's got to get this planted immediately. He's got no time. Gets down. Oh, no. He hasn't got it. What a way to lose the second round.
He needed to take a risk. He needed to rush that plant. It was just a bad decision. I wonder if he was actually aware of the time. That's unfortunate. But, I mean, massive work from Flicks with with 2 kills on the Deagle. He was isolated. He used his utility well. He spotted, got the kill, fell back. He made himself very difficult to kill.
I suppose...
free cheeseburgers tonight.
Well, no. It's not guaranteed for tonight.
Oh,
just
no.
Game.
Yeah, just the first game.
That's all we have to think.
Yeah.
But the one key thing there is, at least while Soju saved everything, and Texter and him do pick up kills in the trade, he obviously gets no money there, including that loss bonus. Iron will drop Soju, and Blitz coming through with the CZ. Flicks taking one back. It's all 1-for-1 here, but Infrequent comes on through. Lonsdale gets one, and on the edge, we get the heavy metal coming through. And Chiefs will take that 2-1 lead. I have to say, though, you notice, obviously, Soju, he doesn't get that the loss bonus, as well as the fact that after the pistol round, it's just a first loss bonus anyway. So you kind of need to convert that second round, no matter what, just to make sure that their opposition team...
Well, they got 2k in the bank right now, and they're going for a complete save. So they should be able to get the AWP next round. It's really interesting to see the CTs not buying up. They're still anticipating this play from the T-side players, and it looks like Infrequent's going to be taking the scout. And we'll probably see that transition into an AWP later in the game.
Yeah, Moe, however, with the MP9, does hold very close. Iron will drop Stat. LaCour falls at the hands of Texter and Lonsdale. The poor fella, they get very little damage off there. And Chiefs, they'll knock it up to a 3-1. So, obviously, a big talk about the economical change was that you wouldn't get a 3-0. But instead, we've just had this reversed. And whilst Legacy do pick up the pistol, Chiefs then take the next 3 anyway.
And then look, we're still seeing a glow buy on Stats, so they're using all their utility, so they might be using that for an execute. I wonder if it's going to be a top-side execute or if it's going to be a control for outside to be able to get unders. But
it looks like outside.
It's really interesting to see that the CT players have kept all the same guns that they had previously.
They've actually taken all that outside control with the smokes, but there's a massive gap in it. But they're going to try and push inside. Texter picks up one. Stat from the outside, drops someone with a Galil. Brings it back on through, and now Legacy, they have the man advantage, but Stat, he's only on 2 points of health. Does go back to the AK, gets a bit of damage off on Infrequent. Flicks, however, will drop Lonsdale. The bomb's going to go down, and now a 2 versus 2. but it is almost more like a 2 versus 1.98, given just how little health Stat has here. Infrequent will peek around. He's looking into those close corners, as you did mention in the pre-game. Stat, though, he picks up one, he picks up two with no health. He's picked up a 4K, survived on 2 points of health, and still denied us free food because Lonsdale got a frag.
That was a 180 switch, double headshot right there. That guy is insane. But that was a massive execute from Legacy to be able to get the top side, and that's really good to see, to be able to get these rounds on T side. If they lost that round, they still got the bomb plant. That's building up the economy. It's great work to see them getting these, getting the bomb down. And going forward, you know, we know that they're going to have a good game here. They're going to be able to buy most rounds.
The thing I quite like is Stat closed out last week's game with a 4K. And Blitz got the final kill on the AWP. This time we see him close out an early round in this game with a 4K and still getting the final kill himself. But Soju's going to push out onto this A site. He picks up the first frag. There's going to be a few shots through the smoke. The bomb plant going to come in quite early, but oh, there is a player on the edge of that smoke.
Oh! Later!
Lovely game sense there from Lacour. Picks up one. Flicks, however, is going to be trying to rotate in on this. Bomb plant has gone down. Infrequent has been dropped by Lonsdale. And it looks as though Legacy, they may be able to just keep a few of these guns alive. Flicks heading up to the roof. We'll probably be looking for a save. Puts the flash down towards the T spawn. But no, Lacour, he's coming up high. He's going to peek around. Looking just around the boiler vents. Oh no, anybody? Anybody going to get a bit of damage off here? Flicks is going to drop in. Oh! I think he was trying to go for the knife there, but Soju comes through with a 2K for the round. They only lose Blitz in that as well, so their economy's kept relatively decent, all still around that $4,000 mark.
Legacy are pumped right now. They're on a roll. They're on a run. They're actually dominating these bomb sites, and it's really good to see with their full, with their build right now. They're bringing in the AWP. They might slow down the pace now. It'd be interesting to see what Blitz actually does to be able to set himself up for the first pick.
Indeed, but it looks like a slight A stack from the Chiefs. They have sent sort of 2-3 players up towards Heaven and then out onto the A site. A single player did drop off. I believe that's actually Flicks down to the ramp room. Flash is heading over outside. Soju, oh, lovely little bit of work there. Just gets that strafe going, manages to hit the jump. He's going to actually smoke off Hut, and now this could be it. Soju, he's going to drop down. Infrequent will be there. He'll pick up one. Nice work. Lonsdale's going to take down Iron. And this should be a free round now for Legacy, avoiding any magical Australian Counter-Strike coming out of those, that Deagle.
This is Counter-Strike at its best. Legacy right now with the set plays and smokes. I'm loving it. This is great entertainment. Just to be able to understand what they're actually doing here. Like, the utility is on point.
I'd love to agree with you, but we have to throw back to last season, and we have to remember, nothing beats LAN.
Yeah. These guys have been practicing for sure, and they've improved. It's so nice to see.
It is absolutely beautiful as Legacy, they're taking the time, they're making sure that they don't lose these weapons to anything stupid. Going in 3 men at once, will be looking for Texter. He's actually holding quite close. Sorry, that is Moe. Flicks picks up one, he will fall. Stat is able to drop Moe, so it is only that single player goes down. It is Soju. Not a massive loss, just an AK and Legacy. I mean, Lacour, he's got $7,500. The money is perfectly fine on their side. And we will see the buy come back for Chiefs, or yet again on Infrequent.
Lonsdale's still the IGL for the squad, right?
I do believe so.
Yeah. Well, it's really interesting to see the tactic that he's actually employing tonight. He's actually being quite a lurker. He's isolated on a lot of the stuff that he's doing, but he's using his game smarts to time and pick up easy kills. He's using the information his teammates actually setting up. He's doing a great job.
Iron will spot this door open, but he makes a little bit of noise, and that will give him way to Blitz. Stat has lost his life early in the round, however, to Flicks over towards ramp room. A little bit of fast aggression from Legacy. They've noticed that hasn't played off. They've slowed down and are regrouping yet again back in main.
Well, the CT's just patiently waiting here. They know that they've got the number advantage. They just need to be able to hold down sight. The T's at this point, they're looking for that pick. They're looking for that aggression. And they're not going to get it.
The question now is whether Flicks gets aggressive, but no, he's just going to hold him in ramp room, and it's quite positive to see as Iron will pick up one, he'll pick up two, he'll drop Lonsdale, he's looking for a third, but Soju gets that frag back, and now it leaves Blitz in a 1 versus 4. The man can't get an ace, so he can't get us any free food.
Ooh, how did that
sadly,
miss?
I don't know, he obviously was not directly on him, he will drop Moe, but Texter does manage to push through, does finish off the round for Chiefs, and already we're at a 4-all after 8 rounds.
This is tight.
I think this is what we expected, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much whether it was going to be CT-sided or T-sided. I figured that coming into this map, it was going to be close. I didn't know if we'd be sharing rounds both ways. It might have been a 12-3 CT half to Chiefs, but I'm sure Legacy would have come back with almost the same response.
Yeah, the Chiefs were quite defensive on the top side that round, and their crossfires, you know, they were able to win the trade game. I think the T's right now, I mean, like, losing stat early in the round did not help at all, especially with that top side execute. The CTs were ready for it. Outside at the moment, they haven't really been gunning for it. I'd like to see them go and take that with the AWP.
Indeed, and we're yet to see really Infrequent or Blitz sort of go at each other. I mean, we looked at last week where, you know, Mirage, as we had for every game, is quite a mid-heavy map. We noticed that we had the AWPs going up against each other pretty much any round that they were in play. Yeah. Whether it was through connector or mid. At this point, you'd have to say that it's just the fact that Nuke is quite a large map, quite a separate map, that they're just not going to see each other as much as you'd probably like them to. It's like a long-distance relationship.
Let's watch this. Infrequent's going to do damage.
Oh! That's one, that's two. He's looking for three, but no, the head will be popped off by Stat. Lovely work there. Shots through the smoke. Stat picks up another. Lovely work from him. Keeps all his health as well. Blitz has dropped down quite low. But Stat, he's the man that we want to watch. He has already picked up the 2 for this round. He's going to take it slow now. He understands that these CTs may force themselves into a rotation quite early from that aggression towards Secret. Or possibly even try and get on that early flank. But no, it's just going to be CT still holding on the site. What's the point in getting aggressive if they can't get on your site if you're there?
Well, Lonsdale getting picked. He's holding the flank. It's disappointing. The CT's definitely got the advantage here.
Oh, trying to get that wall bang going, but Iron and Moe, they will combine. We do see a couple of frags come on through, and Chiefs will take the lead once more.
But this is really smart play from Chiefs. Yeah, the individual players are playing they're playing safety positions. Ian saying tight, he's not rotating or moving around. The T's eventually, with the clock running down low, they're running into vulnerable positions and he's able to shoot them in the back of the head. Moe's quickly there, rotating from Hut. That was a great pickup on Lonsdale as well. That totally broke down the T-side execute.
At the same time, I suppose it wasn't entirely an execute at that point. They were down to that 3-on-3. They didn't really know exactly what to do, but Infrequent, he just misses that first shot. Tries the flick. Lacour's going to get up high. Moe picks up one, and Infrequent drops Lacour. Lonsdale gets one in return, but Blitz will fall. Stat goes down, and Lonsdale, the Glock, burst fire, almost making it work. Chiefs will lose Texter, but only Lonsdale.
Well, it's really interesting to see how this game has, you know, it's transformed so quickly. You know, mistakes made, but the utility and players changing the game, the dynamics have changed round to round. Chiefs have managed to pick up the game. Legacy have fallen back into this dark spot. They need to rebuild the economy and they need to be able to find a way back into the game. And I'm not sure how they're going to do that just yet.
I suppose the other key you have to look at is we do usually consider CT side to be the main side for Nuke. That's where you're expected to have, I suppose, a little bit more success, especially at a professional level compared to, you know, maybe those lower ranks where you just sort of, it's neither side. Who knows? Either way, we do have, obviously, Legacy. They are on that T side. They're at a slight disadvantage, I suppose, in that sense. The question is whether they actually come through and pick up maybe 6-7 rounds here and really do put that pressure on Chiefs as they move onto that T side. Oh, the poor fella has killed himself at the hands of Texter. Texter picks up another one. Lacour will be able to take Texter out, though. Iron will fall, and instantly this fast-paced game will be pulling it back almost into Legacy's hands, but Bowie coming through with a nice double. Infrequent finishes off Blitz. And Chiefs, they take that 7th round. Now, a really interesting question. We saw Soju kill himself, but the assist came from Texter. If Texter had then got 4 more kills, would that be an ace?
Oh, I don't think so. That's not the way it goes. But that was so interesting to see Soju taking that leap, get shot mid-air, which means that he can't actually make that jump. He falls to his death. He'll be spewing. He probably never even saw it again.
I said, I would have never guessed that getting shot means that you'll slow down. It's not like taking a bullet through the chest really hurts.
Oh,
either way,
with the deagle, beautiful.
It is a lovely way for him to start. He's looking for another. But Moe going to do a little bit of damage and just back away. Sadly, Chiefs have lost 2 players to the Eco. Stat picks up another. And he gets his hands back on the AK. And Legacy, boy, they are looking on to take this round out now, but Iron, he will drop Lonsdale. Blitz pushing up, will fall. The bomb heading down towards the B site, but Stat, he's just going to be holding. Players will be able to drop. They are going to be hearing them directly above as well. Plant will come through. Stat instantly gets his way over towards Vents. Very cautious that these players could actually push from anywhere, knowing that Iron is generally that staple A player. Possibly pushing through Vents could be his port of call, but it does look as though they'll both come from ramp. Iron picks up one. Stat does a little bit of damage, just backs away. Makes that hole in the door, nice work, but the door, it just gets blown off anyway. He just backs away. The smoke comes down, and he's going to tap through the smoke, but Iron will pick him up. Players can get on the bomb as soon as they like. I believe Infrequent's already on it. But nice little work there. Only Iron and Infrequent getting the frags, essentially a 2 versus 5, and they've done it.
I was disappointed with the after plant scenario. I didn't expect the two T-side players to actually split up right there. It would have been a lot better if they were able to tie their angles and maybe, you know, delay it a little bit until the diffuser actually got into the bomb before they actually exposed themselves to the enemy.
Yeah, I suppose it was getting a little bit aggressive towards ramp. He could have just hidden out. He could have just waited, even just an extra couple of seconds.
I expected better from LaCour there.
Oh, he sounded a little bit like his dad. I expected better of you.
Son, I expected better of you. Please, go back to training. I want to see you doing some research.
Oh, you should tell me that every week, and I might actually learn a little bit about CSGO at some point, you know? It's not like I know an awful lot at this point. My voice just comes on, it just yells over the TV screen, and all of a sudden, you know, we get something out to TV. That's just how it works with me. Either way, does look like the smokes will be going up for outside again. Whether Legacy decide to utilize this or play inside again, as they did fake last time, will be coming through. But the smoke coverage is good. Lonsdale is going to be pushing very close to the outer hut. He'll be interested in getting a little bit of damage off here if he possibly can, but the smoke splashes will come through. Iron picks up one, but LaCour instantly on that trade. No, he's going to try and flash his way out here. Try and get a peek onto one of these players. He will be able to drop LaCour. Good work from him. Tech to drop Stat. Blitz will fall. And instantly, this CT-sided hold is looking absolutely beautiful for Chiefs.
Crisp and clean. That's some beautiful work from Multi getting the multi frags there. Yeah. Bit of a tongue twister.
The Moe multi.
The Moe multi.
Put all your money on Moe at this point. But
yeah.
Legacy, they do get a buyout in the 14th. I suppose the loss bonus at this point is slightly irrelevant. They'll have a buy for the 15th, keeping at least a little bit of that money, and a bomb plant will essentially guarantee it for them. Door will be blown off, and they are going to be heading towards B early. Flix has been holding this angle very, very prominently, I suppose, in previous rounds. He's picked up that first frag quite often, but this time it will not be going in his favor. LaCour picks up one. Stat, he checks the corner and drops Moe. And now this B site, it's wide open for them. The rotate has to come through rather quickly for Chiefs. And essentially, Legacy have got a B site for free. LaCour and Stat, the only two players that have been tagged down. And now, Chiefs, they are very cautious that there could be an early flank already from Legacy, knowing that that player advantage is there. Soju will take Texter down. And now, coming on through, Iron is going to be looking for anything he possibly can. Molotov's just going to burn him to a crisp, the poor fella. Tech to 43, he will drop Lonsdale.
Well, it looks like they're off to go gun save in the T-spawn. Taken off quickly here. They've still got the AWP, and Infrequent has been dominating with it. He's actually been controlling outside, and he's also been a really good rotator. He has been a scary force on this map. I think Legacy actually might be a little bit afraid of him.
What?
No, what?
No! Oh my lord!
Soju. He's got your back. He's got his team's back. Ow, what a ninja! How did he get onto it? I don't even know. That was too close for comfort.
Well, I was actually going to question, you know, Infrequent's got $13,000, and even if he saves his orb, it doesn't really matter. I was wondering why they weren't going for some more exits, or at least going hunting for the Ts, because overall, Infrequent can drop every player on that team. Moe's actually going to come out on this double AWP setup as... No, he's just switching between them at this point. But I was wondering why they weren't going hunting, trying to get that extra damage off onto this Legacy side, who's basically just been surviving off of a loss bonus.
Well, here we go. They liked what they did and what they got on B side. They're going back to it.
Yeah, Infrequent actually takes a little bit of damage early, but he does manage to drop back a lot of damage from that single nade. We'll be seeing Lonsdale already checking that flank. He's looking for whatever he can, expecting Chiefs to get aggressive when they know all these players are pushing. But no, all of the Legacy players have actually held back. And the aggression, it won't pay off. Iron's going to fall. And now this leaves the A sites a one-man down. Flix and Texter, though, still going to be holding on.
Well, at this point of the game, with the pickup of the frag, the CT players, they don't actually know where to go. So they're all isolated. They're going, do we protect outside? Do we protect ramp room? Do we prepare for an inside execute? What do we do here? And this is a great position from Blitz as well. He's anticipating CT movement, so he's going to be able to catch somebody out.
I suppose, but you know, whether he's anticipating CT movement or not, it's just holding the position that he's gained. And when you are able to sort of take that map control, Moe could just walk right into a crossfire here. It doesn't matter if he picks up one, Blitz is right there to trade back one, maybe two. Either way, Texter, he gets in there nicely, picks up Lonsdale, and the frags will start coming through. Flix will drop Soju. Blitz picks up one, Lacour takes out Texter, and this round infrequent, he picks up a double, and my lord, Chiefs, how do they turn that around?
Well, it's not looking good for my prediction, but that's a great half from Chiefs, and it's really good to see them start this week firing. Last week they were really slow to get started. This week, I mean, they've come out with a bang. I mean, we saw some quality stuff from them.
I suppose the only person that's currently on track for a good prediction this week is Tom. We're taking out the Chiefs, but you know, you and I, we picked Legacy. We saw how well they came out last week. We thought that maybe they'd be the men on top. And looking at half-time, it is 10-5. It's not an unwinnable scoreline, however, especially when you look at your CT-sided nuke.
Yeah, I mean, it's only the first half. We've still got a second half to go, and it's CT side. To see how Legacy are going to come into this game is going to be interesting.
Well, Chiefs, they come over onto the T side. We don't really see much of a change. You know, we talk about the economy, we talk about that second round loss coming off that first pistol. It doesn't actually change much for them. We still see 4 sets of armor come out. We still see the utility come out. So these players, they don't change up how they play. They just know that they're going to have that little bit of extra money into that second round, no matter how it goes. But Blitz, lovely work. Drops in frequent first. Flix, got to be dropping down, pushing through. Spots out Blitz, and that'll be Flix picking up one. Instantly, the push going to keep coming. Lacour is going to fall at the hands of Texter. Flix has got himself up into heaven, and my goodness, this is a strong T-sided pistol. Instantly, Flix from heaven, looking for something. Lonsdale will fall. Stat and Soju left. Soju falls. Stat has picked up one, and he is the man that has to clutch this for the CT side. It doesn't matter. Glass and bullets through his brains, and Texter picks up the final frag.
It was a great frag from Blitz, but that outside pace was so fast. How they just flew outside. They just managed to fly out. And they managed to get full map control, and the CTs just didn't know where to look. I think 3 of those kills, none of the CTs were able to defend themselves. They got shot on the side of the head. It's great play from the T side team.
Yeah, Legacy on the CT side, as we say, have now brought up 3 Deagles. They've gone for a nice little PD50. CZ on Stat. If there's anybody that I want to see get some frags with the CZ right now, it's going to be Stat. Flix will peek around with the UMP, picks up one. We're expecting to see some more, but Bowie will drop Lonsdale, and Frequent takes down Blitz. Soju is going to fall on Stat. Could this man be the man to give us an ace? It's unlikely, but you know, we've got to, we've got to pose it for the viewers.
Ace. Oh, what?
Gets quite tagged there from those initial bullets from Infrequent. Gets flanked out by Moe. And, I mean, to be fair, I wasn't expecting the ace to come from him. Chiefs do pick up a 12th round. And now we talk about that 3-0 start from a pistol. Chiefs are looking good to do that now. And that will actually put them onto 13 rounds. T side.
I didn't see this coming. The way that Chiefs have bounced back from last week, they're playing amazingly. Like, it's amazingly well. It's so positive to see. They have the players. I knew it was possible. I just didn't believe it was going to happen tonight against Legacy.
Well, the one thing I have to mention as well is that whoever wins this game will take the top of the table, at least for the next game. But Lacour picks up 1 and 2. Lovely work from him. Gets his hands on a Mac 10 as well. He has no armor behind it, so he could get a little bit unlucky. Maybe the ace. Come on, get the ace. Get us some free food. Yes, an ace would be beautiful. But I'm just going to bring my voice back to normal because, you know, food, whilst it is amazing and brought to us by Carl's Jr., sadly, it doesn't look too hopeful for him to pick them up this round.
No. It'll be interesting to see what Legacy do here with their number advantage. At this point, they don't want to be able to give away any easy kills. In fact, I wouldn't even mind giving the T-side players, considering their economy is quite strong already, the plant. And then overwhelming them with their numbers.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame them either. You know, you just give it to them, give them, I suppose, a little bit of free, I suppose, breathing space. That's the thing. The only problem I have is that 2 of the weapons that have gone down are not AKs. So you notice that Lacour's obviously picked up that Mac 10. Texter, Infrequent Moe, very proficient on the rifles. It's not going to be hard for them to win it.
Turn,
Oh,
mate,
no.
no.
Flick him, flick him, flick him. Oh, Texter goes down, but Soju, he will get fragged in the back by Infrequent. Lacour pushes it early, though, and Stat picks up the final kill. I don't know why I doubted them.
What a round from Lacour, 3K on an eco round. Beautiful.
And now you look at that legacy economy, though. It is absolutely stunning from the fact that there was no buy there, the loss bonus as well as that win bonus. It all combines, and all of a sudden, they've got money, they've got an AWP out. Chiefs actually have to question their buy just that little bit.
We talked about it last week. I mean, this is a game of runs. You can continue to get rounds and just run with it. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Legacy go on a run right now.
Well, you know what? I could probably do to go for a jog. I'm sitting at 90 kgs at the moment. I could probably do to go for a run as well. Can Legacy take me with it?
You should lay off the Carlos Jr., mate. We haven't even had free food yet, so what's going on?
Oh, mate, you know, it's a good feed before the cast, and I may or may not have indulged a little bit earlier this week, being the big guy that I am, you know.
Those donuts. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, they are absolutely stunning. I can't cast with a drooling mouth, though, so I'm just going to knock that out of my head. And I think we'll continue with the game as it is happening. I'll focus a little bit more on that. Blitz does have the open. Yes, he gets one through the smoke. The nade goes out, but doesn't do enough damage. And he will be able to back away. You gotta love a shot through the smoke. It doesn't matter where it comes from. You gotta love a kill through the smoke. Either way, it looks like the T players will make the way down onto this B site. Lonsdale falls to the hands of Moe in vent. Bit of an aggressive angle that he just was not ready for, and now Moe, he's got that control. Soju will be able to drop flicks. Infrequent will peek around. Will be looking
back
at
onto the top side here. Infrequent covering their asses. Beautiful.
Lovely work as Infrequent does drop Soju, and maybe our run is a little bit off here. It's going to rely almost entirely on Lacour with that AK. He's got that one-tap potential as well as Blitz hitting that first shot. Doesn't matter which player it is, he has to hit something. Stat peeks up, that'll be Infrequent picking up one more. Lacour, that's him going down, and Blitz will fall at the hands of Moe. We're not going on any runs today, Chris.
Who are making these calls for Chiefs right now? These are actually great calls. We saw it last week on Inferno where they did a B execute. They got the 2 picks and then they quickly rotated and ran all the way through T-spawn onto A side. That was a great call. And we saw it again here, how they all trained through the vents and went back to top site. The CTs were in terrible positions to be able to counter the bomb plant. That's great call. Who's the in-game leader right now? They're doing a fantastic job. But not only doing a fantastic job, the team are listening and following orders impeccably well.
Yeah, you just need a yes man. If you got 4 yes men around a good IGL, that's it. You're sold.
That's teamwork.
Either way, got to be making a little bit of noise outside. Not really covering themselves off either, so they're going for this very open outside control. Legacy just don't really care, though. They're still holding their sights, and maybe they're hoping that, you know, a Chief-style play might work for them. Hold the site and just wait until you can backstab them.
Yeah, one of the things I'm noticing here is Infrequent is full of confidence. He's making some amazing frags. And if you're matching up a player against him, who would it be? Blitz, right?
Oh,
I mean, the
AWP,
yeah. Right? And where is Blitz in this game? He is invisible. He has had no impact whatsoever. I'd like to see that change.
Lovely work, though, from Lacour to pick up Moe as they do get that out of control, trying to regain just a little bit. The push set to come into this A site, but there is still that slight stack from Legacy. The push will come through. Soju, though, will drop. Blitz picks up one. Lonsdale gets another. And instantly, Chiefs, they are down again, but Flix picks up one. Lacour looking good. Picks up Flix as well. And Lonsdale, he picks up the double. Just keeps adding to his own frags. And at this point, it's just back and forth. And guess what, Chris? Back and forth.
And they're doing a better job with the pistols right now. And Blitz, you can't miss those. You can't miss those shots. If you're going to win this game, you need to make those shots. He's got to turn it up. I know he's got 12 frags, but he's got to be coming into this game with 20. This is a big team. Individual players are needed, and he's a player on the squad that needs to show up for them.
Look, I'd be a bit concerned if he comes into the server with 20. If he comes in with 20 already, they're probably doing something really dodgy, and then we have to start questioning the integrity. But we won't really go there, at least not too deep at the moment. But it has forced Chiefs back down onto that eco. P250's Deagles coming on out. Not a CZ inside either, which is quite rare on an eco.
Let's see how this plays out.
Lacour will be able to pick up the first kill onto Texter, looking for a second. He's going to get that reload in. The player's going to be pushing him. Infrequent has annihilated Blitz. How do you beat the AWP with the Deagle? Infrequent gets himself a second. Moe's going to push through. Stat walking up to him. Lonsdale will pick up one more, but Moe gets himself a free weapon. It's down to the 2 versus 2. There's no armor behind this for either Chiefs player. But the bomb's still outside. He doesn't know exactly where these players are going to be playing from. Soju is going to be sitting inside Hut. Lonsdale just next to Vent. Essentially, Chiefs have a fully open B site, but Soju is going to be rotating back towards ramp. And I suppose it's just going to be based on entirely how quickly Lonsdale can get his rotation down towards his B site once this bomb gets tapped down.
Bomb has been planted.
It's going to be quite quickly. He does get himself into vents, but obviously that no direct route onto the site is going to be a little bit harder to work with, but there you go.
Well
Soju
done.
Lonsdale.
Well done, that was clean. It was very patient play from Soju, just walking onto side, not giving away any noise. It was clever from the T-side player to just sit quietly. He knew that Soju could be watching. But I have to be critical on that round. Blitz getting picked up by the one tap on Frequent. Yeah, okay, you got one tap. But mate, you should not be dying. You should be waiting for the contact on Lonsdale because he's in a tight angle. The T-side players have to expose themselves. Their backs are going to be facing him. For him to face that duel first is wrong. So, another mistake from Blitz. I think he needs to get his mind in this game.
Talking of that, though, we do see that Lonsdale himself has actually dropped 20 frags. Now, if we assume that he's also IGLing at this point, this man he's really going hard. And I'm not saying he's trying to carry the team on his shoulder. The team can work well together. But he really is pulling them through. He's making his own calls, and he's following through on them, and that is absolutely crucial for them. As well as, I suppose, Chiefs. You know, we say that Moe's probably making these calls. He's dragging his own team through them as well. So it's quite positive to see that we've got IGLs both fragging and making just some amazing, both early and mid-round calls.
And the thing is, when Lonsdale frags, it usually relates to round wins as well. He is a very important player of this Legacy squad. Ooh, he couldn't time it that time.
But that nade is
gone.
Oh,
lad!
Woo! That was absolutely beautiful. The nade just destroys them, then the AWP cuts straight through the bones, and oh my lord, that... Whoo!
You know, he had to have a second look on that, like, did I just get a kill at? I did.
He just sort of holds back, he's just like...
Oh, I'll go back for good measure.
Yeah.
No, no more?
No.
Okay, I'm out.
Either way, the 3 remaining players, at least one of them has made it downstairs. That is Moe. Blitz is going to be looking back up, but no, the noise is going to be made down on the B site. Stat does pick up one. Moe will trade him out instantly, brings it to 4-on-2. But it will be Flicks getting a little bit aggressive there. Making a bit of noise, but he gets picked up by LaCour. Lovely timing there. He just holds for the angle, waits for it perfectly. Blitz will drop Moe. And that was absolutely stunning. I think we're going to have a quick look at this again. You just see him. He looks out at the wrong time. You think that, oh no, it's all over. He's not going to get anything here. He pulls out the nade and then instantly onto the shot.
You need a little bit of luck sometimes, and he got it. But just for everybody at home, just be aware, players don't actually see that X-ray. That is just for the viewers. That's for everybody at home to be able to understand where the enemy are.
Well, I mean, to be fair, some of the players can see those X-ray things, but that's what happens. But they get this thing called a VAC ban, which means that they're cheating. So, you know, whichever way it goes, we do see
Have you
Chiefs.
got one of those?
Oh, probably a couple. You know, either way, Blitz going to pick up one LaCour. So, oh my goodness, that round has just gone. 30 seconds is all it took. I can relate to 30 seconds being all it takes, but 13-10 is going to be the lead for Chiefs. They do now have Legacy on a bit of a roll, though.
Oh man, Blitz is showing up, and we are seeing it relate to round wins. This is hopefully something that's going to stick around for the rest of the game. If Legacy want to be able to close this, we need to see him keep firing.
Well, it has. It's been Blitz going big. We've asked him to go big, and he's starting to go big.
He's listening to us. We're sending good, positive energy towards him.
Is it like voodoo? Magic voodoo. Either way, Flicks has somehow found himself through the vents already. I actually missed half of that myself.
That was clever.
He's opened up the B site, actually been able to pop on the way through. Spots out Stat as well. And now the Chiefs, they can just wrap on him. The flash will come through. Flicks keeps himself alive though. Stat will peek out again, and Flicks, he's going off on one at the moment. It is a 5 versus 3 now. Flicks could be the man to actually get us an ace if these players drop down vents.
Well, he's got free range right here. He's doing whatever he wants, and the CT players just don't know how to help each other out.
I love that Iron just having a little bit of play with the door. But nah, the CTs, they're already off on the save. Surprising me a little bit that you've still got another 2 players sort of hanging around inside, sort of just looking for the exits, especially given there's really not much to get from it. Your one player's already back in, you know, your T-spawn. Why not just go join him? Because if he's not hunting, you probably shouldn't be looking too hard.
Camping it out.
That's all you got to do, really, isn't it? Camp. Wait, no. Call of Duty gets released some other time. That's tonight. Never mind. But this isn't Call of Duty. This is CSGO. We have skilled players.
That's a really important round for Chiefs Esports Club right there. I mean, they're 1 away from getting to 15 and then leading to match point. 14-10.
Either way, it is a 14-10 lead. It's going to be a little bit interesting to see where Legacy go now. Chiefs, they are 2 rounds away. As soon as you get onto that 15, it's quite a bit of weight off the shoulders as well. So seeing exactly how they go is going to be absolutely crucial. Already, though, Blitzy's expecting that player in vents, and somehow, I don't know how Legacy are giving up all this early map control.
Wow, I mean, obviously Flix is very well tuned to being able to utilize the smokes to be able to get down there. It's fast control. I mean, it is a risky play, but he's making it work and he's punishing the CTs. They don't know how to position themselves to be able to deal with it, and it puts them into a really vulnerable spot. They're constantly having to look behind them and check their backs.
You know what would be really good going into someone's back at the moment? A knife.
A knife.
You know why?
Yes.
Because I would like some free fries. Either way, Infrequent has picked up that first kill. Moe is going to instantly chime in. He chimes in with 2, actually. That's Soju dropping in. Legacy, they are on the back foot. They're not even on the feet at the moment. They're getting their legs taken out from underneath them. As Blitz, he will be left in a 1 versus 5. He doesn't really have many choices here. He either goes for it or, well, he saves and he just gives up match point to Chiefs.
Well, he's got to hope that next round he can bring that up into the round, hopefully be first contact and put his CT teammates into a more favourable position. But it's good that he's able to save it. It's probably the only thing that he could possibly do this round. I can't see him winning a 1v5.
But if he did, what would we get? This is the big question, you know? He wins a 1v5 here, even in a losing effort. It still gets us some free food from the beautiful Carl Jr.
Oh!
He's going to struggle to save this now. They are going to push him pretty hard. Oh no, he's getting burnt out. Oh, he doesn't get it. Oh, he picks up Moe, but that's not going to be enough. Chiefs will put themselves onto map point, and, well, this is it for Legacy.
They have to force buy, and they haven't got a great amount of money to be able to, you know, they're going to have to do something amazing. But they've done it before. I mean, Lacour opening up with the P250 kills outside. They might be able to catch them off guard.
I hate to say it, but could Legacy... Would you trust them more if they were just buying pistols now?
Maybe. I mean, that's the quirky thing with Nuke. The tight angles, you know, coming out Squeak or out A Hut, they're tight. They're so close range contact. And, you know, I mean, the pistol is, you know, quite handy in those positions.
You know what I'd like to see coming out here? XM, Nova, Mag 7, something. Just, Legacy just play out something, try and get it into close... Exactly, get in close quarters. I mean, if they make that push onto B, if you're holding ramp, that's an easy, possibly 1 or 2 kills. They drop into vents, that's another kill. It's something I used to see quite often from a young player called Qualia. But at this point in time, Moe will be opening up onto Lacour. Takes a bit of damage himself. Blitz, he's got an AWP out again. Keen to see whether he can get that impact frag. It could just be 1 frag to open up the round. But it still has to be a frag. It can't be a whiff. And as it is, there we go. We see Infrequent drop a key player on that Chiefs Esports side that will now be missing. I suppose can't have the impact that you'd like him to. Legacy, however, they still don't have that weapons advantage. The 4 AKs can easily overrun the 4 weapons that Legacy have. So it does make you question where they try and play these, where they're going to head towards. But Moe,
what a beautiful lurk.
Again.
That is a great play. He got control of Secret. The CT players didn't know about it, and he was just
Stat making a bit of noise, drops Iron. Texter will be able to take him out though. Soju and Lonsdale now, 2 versus 3. This could be it. This could be all over. All 3 players though lining up almost. Lonsdale picks up 1, looking for some more. Soju holding from heaven, looking for these players. We'll get a few taps down, doing a little bit of damage, but no, it's not going to be enough. 29 seconds on the clock. Soju still holding. There is that peak coming up from Moe. He's looking to do a lot of damage. Flicks will drop Lonsdale, but this should be it. That'll do. Moe with the 4K to close out Nuke. Chiefs will take it 16-10. But that was entertaining. I've not actually seen an entertaining match on Nuke recently.
No,
well, to be fair,
great.
you don't see Nuke often enough anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it caught us off guard with Chiefs playing so well, but they showed up early. They got a great first half lead. It's not that Legacy played bad on the CT side, but I mean, they could only give away so many rounds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not proud to say that mine and your predictions are wrong, but Chiefs, they deserved it. They go to the top of the table at least for the end of this. Sorry, what's that? Are you now 3 from 4?
Yeah, I'm 3 from 4, but Tom, he's on fire right now. I didn't expect him to make the Chiefs score, but he did.
All right, well, Chris, you're no longer my best friend. Tom is going to be my best friend. But you know what else is our best friend? An ad break, which we're going to be throwing to right now.
Your brain wants it. Your mouth wants it. These meals aren't out of your league. And how's this for a happy ending? Grab the big league deal from $9.90, only at Carl's Jr.
Flavor. Beats that move you.
Your brain wants it. Your mouth wants it. These meals aren't out of your league. And how's this for a happy ending? Grab the big league deal from $9.90, only at Carl's Jr.
Welcome back to the Let's Play Live CSGO ANZ Invitational, brought to you by Carl's Jr. And if you're just joining us, we've just seen Chiefs take down Legacy 16-10 in quite a spectacular fashion, Tom.
Yeah, no, most definitely. That was a cracker of a game.
Yeah, it was absolutely beauty there. I mean, it's really interesting to see sort of how that game played out. I mean, we've had a bit of a chat about it, off air. But how do you feel, Legacy? What was Legacy's key to success there? Was it Chiefs? Chiefs.
I was going to say,
Chiefs.
They didn't have too much keys to success in that game, unfortunately, for Legacy. But as I said pre-game, honestly, I feel like just the firepower and the brute force of Chiefs really decimated the Legacy squad there.
Well, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself because obviously I wanted Legacy to pick that one up a little bit. But, we talked about that off air as well, about the aggressiveness of the Chiefs side there. And, you saw from Chiefs Flicks getting in those vents quite a few rounds in a row. And that's when they really started to come back. Do you think that was, a turning point for them as Legacy started to claw their way back into the game? Yeah,
definitely. Flicks was being a nuisance in that vents. I think the key to them winning was really getting control of outside. They really... had to take my hat off to Moe. I think he called that game very well, actually, getting his team to really take control of the map, of Nuke on the outside, and really push the CTs back so they could get into good positions to take topside and split on them.
I guess the final thing to sort of look at there as well is our player matchup there. Stat coming up against Texter. Stat for Legacy, absolutely amazing. 23 kills, but still lost the game. Texter, bottom fragger, but won the game. So a little interesting takeaway there, but let's have a look what we've got coming up next. Breakaway Esports taking on Tainted Minds, and this one, what an absolute ripper if Breakaway can take a win over Tainted Minds, Tom.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I would say they have a small chance of winning this game, but I think the odds of them winning aren't so high.
I'm going to be really excited to see how Gyra's going to be playing this evening. I don't believe they had him last week.
I think they did, if I remember. LaCour transferred over from this squad to Legacy last week, and Gyra was filling in. It might not have been him. I feel like
what it might have been? You know what it might have been?
That funny face, yes.
No picture.
He was blanked out last week.
But now he's got a picture, so let me just correct myself there. But the big squad that is Tainted Minds, a lot of big names in the scene, Tom. What's going to be sort of the keys for success for Tainted Minds here?
Well, I guess we harp on about Sicko a lot, so we'll probably leave that one alone. But I think Ofnu and Zusi are actually two very strong players as well. They've both got awesome mechanical skill with very good rifle headshot ability. So I think those two lads are definitely to be feared.
Yeah, a lot of experience on this team as well. A lot of sort of elder players, I suppose. But looking at the key matchup tonight, someone who you said we weren't going to talk about, Tom, it is going to be Sicko coming up against Hazza here. So talk us through a little bit of this.
In terms of these two players' play styles, I feel like they're actually very different in terms of how they like to play a game. They're both obviously players to watch because they can bring big impacts to their team. But we'll start with Sicko. He's obviously the sniper rifle player for Tainted Minds. He has a lot of high impact kills. He's very good at getting the rifle, and he's usually on the top of the scoreboard. For Hazza, he's more of a young gun as opposed like the first two that we showed.
Definitely young.
But Hazza's more of a young gun that's a big upcoming player. He likes to use the rifle. He likes to get in there and be in the thick of the action.
Yeah, I mean, really high headshot percentage for Hazza. That comes off HLT.
Yeah, no, if you look there, actually, you see the headshot percentage is quite a lot lower for Sicko. That's because he's using the sniper rifle, which doesn't really rely on headshots. You just need a body shot or a limb shot, apart from the legs, but like an arm or a body shot to get the kill, so headshot's not needed as much.
Yeah, well, let's not waste any more time. There's obviously been enough delays to start us off this evening, so let's get right into the thick of things. Let's throw it over to our casters. Wayfarer and Nutters, take us away through game number 2, lads.
Cheers, Dallas. And look, as we said, the only person that's now 4 from 4 over the couple of weeks is going to be Tom. So what's your prediction up first? Because we kind of want to, we want to hop on the bandwagon.
I mean, I'd be silly if I was going with the breakaway here, so my prediction is cheeseburgers all around, 16-0 coming in.
All right, then.
I would like to go with that. I would like to go with that, but I'm going to go with a big win by Tainted Minds. I won't chuck the cheeseburger in there, but
I'm
it's
with you
definitely
with
a
that.
possibility.
I think Tainted Minds, they're the old boys. They're the ones that we know a lot about. They got the star players, Sicko. The only thing going for breakaway tonight is maybe
I
Llama.
suppose. Look, let's go for it then. Dallas, we'll talk to you guys after this one, I think, because, you know, I think it's going to be Tom going probably 5-0 after this one. You'll probably get another one in after this, and I do believe we've got Inferno coming up, but I'll be that guy. I'll be happy to go 0-18 this season. I'll take Breakaway. I don't think it'll be a 16-0, but, you know, you've got to support someone. Someone's got to support them.
Yeah, they're the local new talent. They got the young guys. I mean, it'd be great to see them come out. And, I mean, this is upset potential if they can manage to pull it out. I mean, right? I mean, we can't predict them to beat, arguably the best team in our region.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, they beat Greyhounds last week.
In a best of one. We can't go too far until we see the best of threes against
days.
between these new rosters.
Land final as well. I mean, when they really turn it on.
Well, Greyhound have to make it through to that land final at the moment. We'll find out about that after this game, where we get the GG versus GZ.
Yeah.
But for right now, we do have Breakaway. We do have Tainted Minds. It is Inferno, a map that I know Noisia himself. He's got a lot of experience on. Through previous rosters with Darksided last season. Andy was playing with him in the same, in the same situation. I think this is going to be absolutely stunning, seeing exactly what we get out of this. We do have Tainted starting on that CT side, coming into the pistol. Tuck's going to be buying up the utility. A lot of decoys there. A kit on APOC as well as a smoke. Breakaway going to be just going for the 4 sets of armor. Gyro knocking up the pistol as well as a little bit of utility. Andy waiting for that aggressive banana push. And the first thing I have to say, Chris, is how refreshing is it to not be on Mirage right now?
It's really good to have Nuke and Inferno tonight, and I love Inferno. We're going to see. Oh, that's a good first kill from Andy.
It will lead to a bit more of a push up Banana, as Andy capitalizes that first frag. Looking for a little bit more, but no, they are just going to back away. They're not going to give up too much possession of the map. The bomb has indeed been left all the way back at the start of TAP, so they really can't afford to get all of this position and then, I suppose, give it up by not having that little important thing called the bomb. At the same time, it does mean Taylor, they are a man down a minute into this round. There's a little bit to be done for the Breakaway side, though. They've got to go back, they've got to get that bomb, they've got to take just that little bit more map control and then pick a site. They've got the utility in at least that smoke and flash on Gyra. Which means
it's really nice to be able to have banana control. I mean, it's such a quick execute to be able to get onto the B site, and they're right there. But now we see Noisia working into jungle. He's going to earn a lot of information. He's probably going to be able to set himself up nicely to cut off the rotators. But first of all, they've got to break down this B side defense, and it looks like it's leading up to this with 23 seconds on the clock. APOC in a clutch position. Is he going to be able to defend this?
He is holding on at the moment. He's looking for one. He will not be finding it just yet. He does pick up Hazard, but Andy instantly gets that frag back. Tux gets one. The bomb has been planted, however, in that smoke. Gyro will back away. It's a 3 versus 2. Sicko is going to push up Banana. If he can get this tap, he does. That is down to the 2v2. Going to keep hunting, but both these players rotating from off the site. Llama's holding back at New Box, looking for something. If Sicko peeks his head around, it could be all Ogre. Indeed, he will peek. He will tap the bomb. Llama's just going to peek around one more time. Noisia, though, just distracts from Llama's position. He picks up 2. And that was a nice little 3K there. Noisia just plays a perfect little distraction game from construction there. Pulls that attention beautifully, and Breakaway in a position to 16-0 Tainted Minds.
Yeah, I mean, to see Llama's, clutch out that round, it was beautiful to see. Before this tournament, I didn't know much about him, but I've been looking into him, and he's pumping out some quality stats against some good teams. Do you know him?
I don't know him, but I do know that Llamas will spit at you if you get quite aggressive towards them. So, I wouldn't want to annoy him.
Would you ride a llama?
I'd ride anything.
Can you ride a llama? I don't even know.
I wonder if he knows. Might have to ask him.
Yeah.
Can we ride you? May not be the best way to ask the question, but you never know. Either way.
Where do we get these names, right? I mean...
You'd know.
I mean, you're nutters.
I absolutely am.
I can understand where you got that.
We do see a little bit of damage coming in towards Breakaway. We'll be seeing Hazard just drop down a little bit. Nades just doing that little bit of work for Tainted. They have gone for the 5 CZ and a lot of utility setup. So they're essentially ready to do any sort of retake as long as that bomb isn't planted, for the simple fact that they don't have a kid in there.
Well, it's really nice to be able to get banana control, and it looks like the T-side players are going to regroup and use their number advantage. They've got to break down the CZ wall, though. Be interesting to see how they come out of this. I mean, the opening kill will definitely help them. 43 seconds on the clock. It's closing down.
Does make you question, you know, Breakaway, they're leaving it quite long. All 5 players pushing towards Dig.
Oh,
and that's going to give a lot of information to Zusi. He's just going to put that flash out, let his teammates do a bit of work. Jara fully flashed as they try and push onto this site. Comes through the smoke. Jara's going to fall at the hands of Zusi. Sicko drops Andy. And oh my goodness, it's all falling apart. Lamas picks up 1. He's the man with the AK here. He needs to find 2, 3, 4, and possibly even 5. Get us some free food from Carl's Jr. and get you guys at home some free food if you can as well. But Jara, no. He's going to prevent that for the time being. Smoke will go down. Lamas picks up another one. APOC will take Lamas, and now
he's got the one-way smoke.
He's got it. He picks up 1. APOC just going to be holding in there. He knows where Noisia is. Noisia will clean it up.
Beautiful.
And I do believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, you might have said a little something about one-way smokes that we might get to see after this game.
Well, we might have more about that later, but that was beautiful play from Noisia, using the smoke to his advantage. I like to see it. I like to see it. But that was great defense from the CT players. The smokes isolating the T-side players. The T-side players went one by one through the smoke, and the CTs shut them down. It was a clever play. It was a clever tactic.
Sicko is going to absolutely eat that nade straight up into apartments. And you know what? At this rate, it is 2-0. We could be eating free cheeseburgers.
Come on. Oh, my gosh. No, I mean...
Imagine it, though.
Yeah, well, Tainted Minds were slow to start last week against Greyhounds as well, weren't they? I mean, they went down 8-0, and then they came back in a massive way. We also saw Breakaway take a massive lead against Chiefs last week, but maybe, I mean, Chiefs came out tonight, and they won against a really good team. So, I mean, that's saying a lot about Breakaway. I mean, they do have a lot of talent. They've got to be able to close out these games, though.
So by that logic, I suppose with Breakaway doing a massive lead against someone like Chiefs and Tainted doing a massive comeback against someone like Greyhound, are we going to see Breakaway get to 15 and then Tainted Minds just, it'll be 15-0 and we'll be going cheeseburgers, cheeseburgers, and then all of a sudden Tainted just going to come back 15-all?
Well, I mean, to put it into perspective, what Breakaway were able to do against Chiefs last night, how they got 14-5 round lead. What does that mean? I mean, that's like Golden State Warriors before they got good. They were to go on these runs in the third quarter and drop like 20-point leads and go into the fourth and lose. The Steve Kerr came along and then they fucking dominated.
Yeah, they indeed did. Zusi will fall. Andy picks up a couple there. Lamas will drop 1. Sicko takes out Andy. Noisia drops Sicko. But Breakaway, they'll take it up to a 3-0. There's still cheeseburgers on the board. The entire team got a kill each. It was beautiful to see. And now Tainted Minds, they will be able to finally pull out the buy. Sicko, he's going to be on the AWP. He does manage to get the armor. He gets a smoke down as well. But this is going to be absolutely crucial. It is the 5 AKs up against the 4 M4s. Sicko on that AWP, though. He doesn't have a challenge in Andy at the moment, so this could be some free frags.
Oh, here we go, Breakaway. Man, I'm glad it's 9 o'clock. Lamas with fast mid-control. Taking apartments nicely. This is good map control, but Sicko with the aggressive warp.
That was absolutely
play.
It's not an angle that you can check very easily without a scope either when you're sort of trying to drop down through apartments into boiler. So Noisia, he has to do the best he can to sort of recover this round over on the A site for the Breakaway boys. And it's, I suppose, at this point, it's now up to Tainted to just hold this lead and hold their sites individually. But it's not going to be individual plays that keep them in this.
Oh, this is nice. We've got... Yeah, this is really nice play. We've got APOC holding jungle. And is that Tux and Offnu on the B site? With Offnu set up as a counter flashbang for his teammate? Yes, it is. Now, I really like this play. I mean, you really only need to have one player on point because he's got line of sight. As soon as he starts to fire, Offnu's going to... He's going to drop that flash. It's going to team flash the T-side players. They're going to have eyes on Tux. He's going to come out and he's going to get some easy kills.
Indeed. It should be relatively easy kills, you'd hope. But it is leaving it down to that last 25 seconds once more. The push will come through. Noisia gives away his head. Sicko picks up 1. Zusi will drop Noisia. And this round, it's basically over for Breakaway. They've just been forced so far back. The 5 versus 2, they're just going to give it up. They've got to save. All that time trying to just find a way onto the site, and 2 simple kills from Sicko has essentially ended it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you have like these safe positions. Sicko got the entry kill with the AWP, and then he managed to back off, and they played these tight angles, making Breakaway... You know, they're putting them into the position where, well, you've got to come at me. And if you're, the CTs aren't giving them anything, come at me.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me.
That's pretty much it, eh?
They're asking for the 1 ounce.
Yeah, meet me by the bike rack.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a bike on this, so you never know. Meet me in pit for a 1v1. Either way, Sicko has got himself on the board with the AWP. He's looking rather positive at the moment. He's actually going to peek mid as well. And there we see Gyra fall nice and early. That was beautiful. Sicko, he's going to peek towards top mid from jungle side as well. It could be easy frags for him in a sense, but Noja, he's got the armor, he's got the deagle. Can he get the weapon? He's actually... No, that's Gyra. Okay. I was wondering who had actually picked up Gyra's AK. But either way, they're going to be holding on. They're trying to make their play towards the A site. CTs are on top of this, though. It will be APOC. He peeks around, but Hazard absolutely annihilates him. Noja survives on 6 points of health. And my goodness, he wants a free weapon, but he just can't find the timing to actually pick it up. He's just going to drop back out of it. Please don't kill yourself. Don't miss the jump. We can't see this again twice in one night. Because that is enough of a drop to... It is enough of a drop to make your heart pump. Yeah. We'll say that much. But Tux, he's taken advantage of Breakaway's, I suppose, lack of aggression on this banana area. And he's actually going to back away, even though he wasn't flashed by it. But expecting them in Breakaway fashion, I suppose, to push this all at once. His teammate having to rotate around through construction will be off new. I guess they're just going to hold and wait for this Breakaway push and maybe this time try and pick something up. Either way, push comes in. Off new will drop Andy. This is not looking positive for Breakaway. Tux picks up one. Llamas does get one in return. He drops Tux as well. Lovely work. Noja just needs to get this bomb planted. 10 seconds to get it down and he'll make the most of it. Sicko has the AWP on the retake. He has a kit, as does Zeusy. Not much utility to work with, well, little to no utility. A single flash being in his hands. Rifles on both players and armor behind it for Breakaway. This round at the moment is very much two-sided, as most games are, surprisingly. Sicko will be able to drop Noja with the AWP. Llamas peeks out and annihilates Zeusy. They know where he is. The Molotov, he's just managed it perfectly on the bomb. Sicko, he's going to try and hold the angle. No, he's going to burn. He has done beautiful work here as Llamas. Sicko will pick up, and Llamas cleans it up.
Wow, that's a massive run from Llamas. He is showing up big time. We mentioned him earlier, but I did not expect that. He gets 2 entry kills on the B side, and then he closes out the round in a 2v1. That is something magical. This guy is only 16 as well. Oh, is he 16? No, Haz is 16.
They're all quite young. I don't want your dirty thoughts in here, Chris. Either way, it is quite a young side for Breakaway. I think the oldest 2 players are Noja and Andy.
No, double checking that. He is 18 years old, from Brisbane.
Oh, Brisbane. That's a sunny place, from what I understand of Australia. Technically I'm a Kiwi, so I don't really know much about Australia other than we're usually better than them at rugby. Either way, that's not a massive issue at the moment. It doesn't really come down to how good the All Blacks are. It's about how good Breakaway are, being, I suppose, the New Zealand team. Even then, we do have Tainted. They've gone down to that pistol buy, and I suppose, what's another area that New Zealand's better than Australia in, other than the sheep?
Oh, I mean, everything in sports. Come on. I mean, we always show up.
We always show up good, and apparently we even show up good in Fortnite with the league team.
Sure.
We had them in here earlier. They showed up against the Kangaroos Fortnite team. It was absolutely beautiful, but now it's Hazard's turn to show up with the UMP. He drops Sicko early, peeks out on Zeusy. Noja will actually pick up that frag himself. Tux will fall at the hands of Gyra, clearing out the site beautifully. Gyra takes down APOC, and he finishes off new. And Breakaway, they go through to a 5-1 lead, not dropping a single player. And I do have to bring up the fact that Noja has always loved Inferno, no matter what team he's been with. It's quite a positive map for him.
Yeah, he had some massive rounds last time around in our last season, right? Where he represented Knights and Darksided.
Yep, and it doesn't matter who he's with. I don't know. Maybe it's just...
Well, I think that, yeah, I mean, that is definitely one of the things. I mean, positions that you're comfortable in on different maps. I mean, everyone's got a favorite. Everyone's got posies that they like and that they're really good at.
And for Noja, it just happens to be a T-sided start on an Inferno.
Being the most experienced player in the squad as well, he's probably more accustomed to the tactics that Tainted Minds tend to apply to their game. They are a little bit of a squad. You know, previously Tainted Minds has been a... Oh, shot! That's a pixel game right there, and he made it count.
I suppose you talk about how Tendermines play, it doesn't really matter when he got off Noob boosted up like this. He picks up one, he picks up two. Andy and Gyra now left. 2v4, off Noob drops down, picks up one more. He won't finish off Andy, but he's going to swap out for the AK. Jumping over the top. Oh, he's on top of Sicko. But Sicko will clean him up.
Offner doing damage from that position. He shouldn't be able to get away with that. There should be a T-side player who's prepared to clear that every single time, especially when you've smoked it.
Well, you smoke it, it's the only angle he can hold from there,
yeah.
without just doing something really dirty and absolutely banging you through the smoke.
But you can cross over to barbecue using the smoke as cover. If you hold it tight, you can still have vision on sight. And if you have a third person who just sort of is ready there to clear that position, yeah, I mean, it's a difference. It would have saved 2 lives.
Oh, and the Molotov is actually going to be missed there by Llamas. A little bit unlucky.
You just need to tidy up these small things. And, I mean, they're showing already that they do have a lot of talent.
I suppose the difference in that, though, is that, you know, he hits that Molotov, it might stop Sicko pushing apartments and picking up a frag. He doesn't go for anything there, so it's not a massive issue. Zeusy does pick up the first frag onto Noisia, but it is, like you say, the little things. You talk about Tendermines as a team. They've had Ferg as a coach for quite a while. Now, I don't know exactly his coaching style, or exactly what, you know, what he does. But do you think that maybe Tendermines get found out a little bit by having the same coach for so long with possibly the same strategies?
No, I'd say that he would definitely do a lot of research. He'd be trying to develop the, the strategies, and also the introduction of new players to the squad has definitely changed the dynamics. I mean, at the core of things, he has a way of being able to apply strategies and tactics. There's a system involved with being able to train your team. They definitely are constantly looking at ways to be able to change their game, because they have to. You have to be able to adjust. This is another plan for the T-side players.
I was going to say, either way, Llamas is absolutely going massive. He's not picked up a frag in this round, but even just getting the bomb plant down in a situation like that, just sticking with his teammate, listening to those calls from, I believe Gyra is actually the IGL for these boys at the moment, coming into a new squad, I suppose.
That is beautiful from Tux. Totally waited for that play from Andy, those footsteps.
But now it's all on Llamas. 1 versus 3. Picks up one. Looking for some more. He's not going to find it on Zeusy or Tux. Lovely work from them. Picking up all 5 kills between them. The bomb will be defused perfectly in time. Not even a tiny bit of stress on these boys' shoulders. And Breakaway, they'll have a 5-3 lead. The bomb plant gives them at least a little bit to work with, but it should be an eco.
The level of game smarts behind Tux on that play was brilliant. He knew that Andy would be clearing out Banana, and as Andy hung around for a little bit. He waited. He thought, no, it's clear. As soon as he thought it was clear, he ran away, and that was the key for Tux to rotate and backstab him. It was beautiful. But he had to do it fast, otherwise he would have definitely gone for the knife. I'm sure of it.
No, I'm disappointed that he didn't. Tux,
yeah.
He could pop a few shots through the smoke. He actually gets dinked there. Down to 20 points of health. Luckily, that helmet saved the poor man's life.
He's lucky to survive.
Indeed, as Breakaway, they're going to be making a little bit of noise up Banana. But instantly they do give away that positioning again. They sort of back away. And it's not that they'll go definitely back to B, but that nade, oof, doesn't do too much to Hazza. My biggest issue is that they do it when all of a sudden it just does not play off for them. There will be a push through the fire and the flames. They'll carry on as Sicko and Apoc, they will combine. They will pick up a few frags between them.
Ooh.
Gyra annihilates Sicko with the Tech 9. Had a couple of changes to that in the new update as well, we must remember, as Offnu and Apoc, they will combine. They will finish off the round, the old Winterfox duo.
That's right. Yep, no, great trade lines, really defensive. It makes it really hard for the T-side players, especially with no utility, to be able to get onto site. It's tight formations like that. That is how Tendermines have managed to come back into this game. With the economy strong now, it's going to be tough for Breakaway. They've got to face all that utility. And mollies, smokes, and flashes. It's going to give them very little time to be able to execute, quite quickly onto the bomb site. So.
I was going to say, one thing that I like to bring up as well is we're yet to see an SG553 or an AUG buy.
Yeah, what is the price of those now? They've come down, right?
Yeah, they've come down quite a bit. They are now only $50 apart from their respective main rifles, with the AK-47 being at $2,700, the SG comes in at $2,750, and on the CT side, obviously the AUG now comes in at $3,150 with the M4 at $3,100. So that $50 investment is the difference between having, that scope, that little bit of extra, I suppose, extra accuracy and still having that, I suppose, auto spray power.
Do you like those guns though?
No. No, that's the biggest problem. I don't think anybody actually likes the weapons enough to risk that extra $50 on them. Either way, Noisia has picked up that first frag onto Zusi. Nice bit of work there, and Sicko is going to actually get quite aggressive, pushing up towards Diggity. Goodbye, Gyra. And brings us to that 4 versus 4. Smoke is going to bloom on the hay bales. This nade could absolutely chunk Noisia, but he does just manage to move away. Times himself rather nicely. And it's actually going to be a play towards B site. It's an almost perfectly thrown fake. They've drawn the single player off of B. Being, I believe, Tux has actually rotated off. They've left Offnu on site. But I suppose Tux, with that AK-47 from CT, the one-tap potential is right there, even through the smoke. No, the Molotov comes out, does nothing. Hazard picks up one. Tux pushes through the smoke, and it will be Hazard yet again. Picking up that frag, beautiful flick. Bomb plant will come through, and he's got himself the AWP. He's got no armor behind it, though. And now he's just waiting. Apoc and Sicko. If Sicko gets his lines right, no.
They're going for the save. Quick decision. And, I mean, rightfully, good call. Good call, I'd say.
It's a solid call, especially when you're in such close contention. It's 5-4. A 6-4 lead isn't going to actually change too much, especially when you do consider the firepower that we say Tiny Minds have.
Oh, this is great. This is great half for breakaway. I mean, to be able to get 6 rounds, that's impressive. On the T side, on Inferno, I mean, that's really going to set them up for the second half. This is a CT map. It is a classic CT map. To have a strong T side half is going to give them a lot of confidence.
At the same time, we say about having a strong T side. They are only 6 rounds into it, I suppose. They're 6 rounds up. It makes you wonder, can they now convert this through? I mean, the only plausible opportunity here is possibly an 11-4. It's entirely plausible we get that come through. Very unlikely. Very unlikely in that sense. But it does make you wonder exactly how this is going to go. But the one thing I'm liking from this match so far is the entertainment value. Now, we got to add to the entertainment value with these amazing offers from Carl's Jr. So obviously, if a single player gets an ace, that's all 5 kills. We will see a free small chips and drink for 24 hours after that happens. If someone goes through with a knife, gets a little bit of stabby action going, we will see some free small fries for everyone. And whilst there's only one game left to actually get a flawless victory 16-0 tonight, you can get a free cheeseburger if a team comes on through. It will be absolutely beautiful. You'll taste it. You'll swallow it. Oh, God, it's going to taste so good. Hopefully, that is if we actually get to that point. I don't know if we will yet. Either way, Carl's Jr. do have these amazing prizes on offer, and you can go to any Carl's Jr. in New Zealand to pick those up if one of these results does come through. Either way, the pause should hopefully be coming to an end rather soon. Tainted Minds, they've got a little bit to work with. They do have an MP9 FAMAS M4, and it's a little bit questionable what Offnu's got. Maybe there's something sitting in front of him. Breakaway, they'll have the full buy. They may opt for SMGs on Llamas and Gyra, but it does have me questioning whether Tainted Minds are really ready to be playing Inferno at this point. Is this sort of a... do they have I suppose, a bit of a grudge against this breakaway side?
Well, I don't think it's a grudge. I mean, they haven't had enough time to be able to build up a bit of a relationship playing each other. I think it's just, Tainted Minds at any stage of this game will always believe that they're going to win it. I don't think there's a point where they will not believe that they're going to win it. I mean, Breakaway could be on 15 rounds, and I think Tainted Minds still have the confidence and the experience to be able to recover and tie that game. But
I was going to say, I think they probably even have the confidence at something like 16-5. They're losing 16-5, and they'll still have that confidence. We can get through this. We can win this. And it's crucial to have that, you know. It's just how you work with your team, how your team works with you, and it does come down to that full-on teamwork. Either way, what do you think we're actually going to see here from, I suppose, Gyra and Llamas? Because they've got a little bit less money. They might not go for the utility, but obviously we see Llamas. He's fragging pretty hard.
Yeah, late round frags as well to win rounds, and he's been doing a fantastic job. And he is a shining light in this squad. He has really stepped up. He's still new to this team, and he has only been playing competitive since 2017. So he is very inexperienced, and to be able to do what he is doing tonight, I mean, that's stellar.
Well, I suppose if we don't really have a grudge to talk about, you know, you could literally just look at this back as 10 in Minds is an Australian organisation. Breakaway is surprisingly New Zealand owned.
Yeah. Well, 10 in Minds, I mean, they've got 3 Kiwis now, so that's a Kiwi core. That's a Kiwi core. So, I mean, they're the Kiwis, aren't they?
I suppose that technically, yeah, 10 in Minds are the Kiwis. We don't really have too much representation on their breakaway side.
But this breakaway organisation, I love what they're doing. I mean, it's combining sports with esports, the strategies around, you know, physical fitness, eating healthy, and, you know, employing the strategies that you use in sports for games.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's quite positive. I mean, we also know that Legacy, they're owned by an AFL team. We are seeing quite a lot of AFL investment on the Australian orgs. It's quite nice to, it's a little bit refreshing to see a basketball organisation in New Zealand as well, being the first to sort of get in on this when you'd expect it to be a
great frag from Andy
NRL
against
team or
all those
something.
mollies. That's fantastic work. He just had the confidence to pull through, and he did a fantastic job to get that kill.
I'd like to point out that's also the first time Sicko hasn't been playing on mid, and it's the first duel that he's really lost as well to the AWP. At the same time, Tux is going to trade out his weapon for the AWP. He'll get himself into a nice little comfy position. Lamas is holding right at the backside of the CT-sided apartments. He's definitely hoping that maybe someone gets aggressive, but this is the key from 10 in Mind so far. We haven't seen any aggression from them on their CT side. Nobody's trying to push apps late or early. Nobody's really looking for anything. The only time they are getting caught off is on the very rare late rotation, but even then, we've seen Tux having to rotate back up Banana, picking off Andy after plant. It's, there really is just no aggression from him, Tainted, and it has paid off quite a bit.
Well, it looks like the jungle player here is just holding them at bay for now, but the T-side players, they're coming together now to take middle.
Well, they've essentially got free middle at this point, and the question comes for 10 in Minds as to where are you going to play your players? Molotov comes through, it's going to be a smoke off jungle side, they're going to just push this one hard. Hazard peeks around the corner, annihilates APOC, looking for some more, he's looking to tap that head.
Nice.
Gyro will tap Zusi out, and Offnu and Tux, yep, we can instantly see Offnu, he just backs away, he knows that this is a save round.
We have got ourselves a game. These breakaway boys are showing up big time. That was the perfect play that they could have run. Oh, I really liked how they went through jungle then. That was nice.
My biggest concern now is, you know, I said I'd go 0-18 for you know, like the 18 games that we have this season. What if Breakaway actually win? I'd be happy, but I'd be...
I feel so sorry that, you know, you
got a prediction right.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it sounds like, you know, I'd basically be losing out there by getting a prediction right. And, you know, what would you like if I get a prediction right?
If you get a prediction right. Wait, if you get a prediction right.
You want a free cheeseburger?
Do I get a free cheeseburger if you get a prediction right?
Oh no, we might have to make this a little bit of competition. See who can, you know, I'll be going for the most wrong. You and Tom will be trying to go for the most right, and then Dallas will just be sitting there going. That's about it. He'll be sitting there going. Either way, Breakaway 1 round away from essentially taking this half out. The weaponry is looking very positive for them as well. Loja hits that nade, and it actually lands this time. It's good, positive work from him. Sicko, he's... Oh, I'd be keen to see that boost in mid, but I don't think it's really going to turn into much as not giving much
through the
Tux.
wall with the AWP.
Lovely bang there.
Forcing Tux off position. It looks like he's going to go back to the B side.
Yeah, both B-site players are actually quite heavily tagged, barely having 100 HP between them. Does mean that the advantage is heavily favouring Breakaway. However, you can see APOC, he is already on that early rotate, trying to just give them a little bit more backing. He's just going to be holding CT, and it could just be a simple enough play as boosting someone exactly as I thought. It could just be something as simple as boosting Offnu. He's got the rifle, he's got essentially an advantage as well as the height advantage now.
Well, this is nice from Breakaway. I mean, they've used a lot of utility to be able to take banana control. They still had a minute 10 on the clock. They popped a smoke, hoping to pull out some of the utility and information from the CT players. 43 seconds on the clock. They still haven't made a move. They're still trying to pull out that CT utility. I think this is really smart play from Breakaway. And here, it looks like they're regrouping.
The bomb is...
They got mid control and they're hitting jungle.
This is interesting. They're sending 2 players towards B with the bomb. Apoc's getting heavily tagged up. Sicko's able to hit 1 shot, and this could actually force the rotate from the CTs off of the B site, but the bomb's there. Hezza's going to go down. It's all on Andy to pick up these frags. He's going to peek down Barbecue. Ofnu picks up 1. He's looking for some more. Noisia and Andy combine. 10 seconds. Get this bomb planted. 3 versus 3. Players rotating in through CT. We'll be seeing a little bit of an awkward fight here. Noisia will be looking for that player. Andy just misses out. I believe that was Apoc. He's going to fall. Zusi and Sicko now. 2 versus 3. On these 2 players, a flash comes through. That gives away the AWP's position. And now Noisia, Sicko will drop llamas. Andy's still hiding at new box. Zusi's going to peek through. Zusi will fall. And now all on Sicko, the man with the AWP. He could get a 4K. The bomb is going to get mollied off. It doesn't matter. Sicko is backing out. He is saving. And that is Breakaway taking the round. Oh, what a lovely fake from Andy as well.
Great read. Andy's on fire. I really like his sense there. It's a suspect. It's Sicko, and he's doing work with the AWP. That was a 3K for him. He really shut down the retake.
My favorite part about that is he doesn't even give the shoulder to the wall. He just pops the shot off. It doesn't matter that, you know, usually you'd give him a little bit of shoulder and tempt fate. But when you know Sicko's alive, he could absolutely annihilate you just on a shoulder peek.
Exactly, and it was a good decision for Andy to be able to back out. I mean, somebody must have been yelling in his ear, "Get out of there, what are you doing? Let's not split up, mate." Good call.
Lovely call, and now it's just Sicko with the AWP, a few pistols around it. Not really much of a force in there, but Sicko, he's actually pushed himself down into mid, keeping the eye on second mid, doesn't find anything. Nades from Hazza and Gyro will find Tux, will annihilate him. Ofnu gets tagged up. That's the headshot from Hazza. And he's looking big at the moment, looking to find whatever he can over on this B site. He's already picked up both frags. Right now. Oh, it's just the map knowledge from Noisia.
This is great play from Breakaway. I mean, we've seen them run a default and then do a banana control execute, and then they're falling with about 40 seconds remaining into these full site executes, and they're hitting it perfectly. I mean, this round, they didn't do that. I mean, they went for banana control, they got 2 picks, and then they fast rushed B's site using the information that they had. Because no other round that they played B on banana had they had those 2 fast kills.
This is lovely work as well from Breakaway, going on the hunt for Sicko, getting rid of that AWP. Noisia comes through and finishes him off, but that's 1 player down. The money is looking beautiful for Breakaway. They're on that 9th round. 10 in mines, they are falling behind. I don't want to say the word upset yet. Oh, I just said it.
This is a perfect example of our region getting stronger. The tactics and team play that these teams are applying to their game. This is brilliant. I love to see Australia and New Zealand, you know, delivering this. This is awesome. I mean, every game we're seeing players and teams show up big. And here we see Zusi in a perfect position, and he catches 2 kills. He got away with 3. What a mid-push. It gave me flashbacks from Zyberzen versus Renegades a couple of days ago.
Oh, don't even go there. Don't even go there. That was, that's not something we want to be too proud of. But we'll leave that in the dust. Yeah, we'll just leave that away from this match at the moment because it was quite painful. Either way, Gyro does pick up a return frag. It's a little bit late, but it does actually open up the entire B site. Ofnu will rotate through. There's not really much to look for Breakaway at the moment. They just need to try and get at least a little bit more map control. Try and bring it down to that 2 versus 2. What would be absolutely crucial for them would be if they could just take that AWP out of Sicko's hands and really level that playing field with just the rifles out there.
Well, earlier, when these round wins that Tainted Minds have had, Sicko has managed to pull out the first kill. And he has tailed off completely. He was unlucky a couple of times on the B hold early round. I mean, okay, yeah, that's reasonable. You got counted. But now, I mean, he is struggling to be able to find these first kills. He's struggling to position himself to be able to face these T-side players. And that's just a good default and good play from the T-side players. They're going to have to pull something out of there. Oh. Nice hold from Apoc there. Truly shutting them down.
Yeah, beautiful work there. Decides to... I don't know if he was trying to pick up an AK, but I believe we've still got that bug where you just cannot pick up a weapon if it has a flashbang on it. I'm, you know, Valve, rather than messing with the economy and pistol rounds and everything and being all mean to us with scoped weapons and the prices, just let us pick up weapons when they've got flashbangs sitting on them.
Yeah. Come on, Valve. You can do better. We believe in you.
Yeah, we believe. It's not BM, we believe in you. As we also believe in Breakaway. However, Sicko and Ofnu just dashing the chances that little bit more. Bringing it through with a nice couple of kills. Be keen to see where Breakaway go now. Do they play it a bit faster? Do they keep going slow as they have in so many rounds before? I'd quite like to see them just go fast. B-rush, boom, push it out. Might be the 15th round, but you know what? It's always worth changing it up, especially when it's the last chance to do so.
It's very much Inferno, though. It's take banana, take mid, take brackets, take apartments. It's section by section. Contesting these points are quite difficult, quite difficult because you have to be able to gain control. Especially taking mid control, then taking brackets control onto the A site. It takes a long time to be able to do that, and you have to be incredibly fast and well-timed flashes and smokes because of the tight angles that the CTs have. And Sicko is one of the best A-site players with the AWP. They're not going to break that defense.
Andy is in a bit of an interesting position, but the crossfire there from APOC and Ofnu will catch him out. Jyra in the 1 versus 5. He has to look for pretty much anything he can get here. And it does look as though the B site, 20 seconds to go, he's going to hit it, but it doesn't matter. Tux is going to find that kill, and 9-6 will be the score for half-time. Not a position we exactly expected Breakaway to be in.
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, I mean, my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, 9-6 half for Breakaway. On T side on Mirage, I mean, on Inferno.
You're just too drilled in. It's too drilled in, isn't it? Mirage.
That's incredibly impressive, and I think that they can actually take this away. Winning the pistol round is going to take them onto double digits. It's going to put them on 10, and they're only 6 away from being able to win the match. So, I mean, you know, people, you can get excited here.
I'm getting excited.
You can get excited here. This is exciting stuff.
I suppose my biggest thing is whether on the CT side of Inferno, this new economy change, if they do win the pistol, Breakaway win the pistol, that is, what is going to happen to Tainted Minds T-side buy? You know, is this going to come through as, I suppose, AKs into that second round, AKs into the third round? Will it be a save? It just has me questioning exactly what's going to come out of this. We will be seeing Tainted. They do go for 3 sets of armor, the usual utility, as well as the P250 on Ofnu. Noisia, he's been given the God CZ. Basically, got the armor behind a weapon, but he's going to get tapped down early. That is not useful at all. Pushing through, Tux with the lovely little Glock. Picks up 1. Jyra is able to tap Zeusy out and clear up that B banana. And Llamas, he absolutely destroys APOC as he tries to push into Boiler, but that is the A site wide open. The bomb plant will come through, and Hazard and Jyra in a 2 versus 3. These boys have got to combine. They've got to make some magic.
Well, it was a good read and rotate from the bomb player, who obviously at the start of the round, that looked like they were going for a B split. But with the information that they gathered, they fell off and they went towards A and got a nice plant. It's going to be impossible to be able to close this round out with these tight angles. These after plant positions are tight.
Time's already ticking away, and at this point, you do see these boys, they're looking to save. Hazard does manage to drop Tux, but the time is up on the bomb. That's the 10 seconds going past. Hazard is going to fall. Jyra looking for a little something, will drop off Nu. Looks like both Sicko and himself will be the ones surviving. Not really too much to hunt for. They may actually peek into each. Nah, Jyra doesn't give enough up. But Tainted Minds, they do pick up that 7th. Now is crucial. Breakaway, what sort of buy do they go for? It looks like they'll force it. But is this going to be an eco? Is it going to be an eco? It's hard to tell.
Well, I mean, obviously, utility is an important factor on CT side on Inferno here. They're wanting to build that up. It holds back T-side players. Be interesting to see how they can come into this round here with Deagles and limited utility.
Indeed. Tainted Minds, they do pull out 2 AKs. Ofnu and Tux going to be those players. MP5 comes through on Sicko. Interesting to see what he'll do with that. APOC indeed has the UMP. Essentially, Tainted Minds, they want to farm a bit of money here. No matter what they do, they want to get that little bit of money on the board. They just want to make the most of, I suppose, these SMGs, especially given that Breakaway. They've gone for that semi-eco, so can actually get pistols out yet again next round.
Well, here's Zeusy. He's farming up with the Mac 10, getting information on Banana.
A little bit of noise. One smoke goes down from Llamas, but it does only leave them with 2 smokes remaining. Andy and Gyra being those 2 players with the smokes. It's actually forced a rotation rather early off of the breakaway boys. But that's it. It's just given Tainted Minds a brand new, free, unopened A site.
Oh,
it's never before seen.
Clever read. That's doing your homework and understanding how this team actually reads information, how they use information to cause these rotates. That's good read from Tainted Minds here.
Well, there goes the bomb. CTs. I think they're just keen to save at this point.
Well, to get another round out of those pistols, yeah, that'd be great. I mean, they still got utility as well. They'll be wanting to save that. But no, Zeusy and APOC, these SMG players on T's side, they're going to be going hard to take these guns out of their hands.
I suppose that is one thing. I mean, if they can hold on to at least a couple of these pistols into the next round, it's less to buy, you know, if you want to sort of get a little bit extra into it. At this point, APOC is going to be looking to do a little bit of damage, whatever he can do. Sicko picks up 1, picks up 2, looking for a 3rd. Llamas is able to drop APOC. Zeusy's going to go down. Very good work here from the breakaway boys, picking up 3 nice kills, grabbing an AK into the hands of Llamas. Noisia grabs a UMP, and Llamas should not have gotten away with that. And given their economy, he can put armor in behind it and still have enough next round.
And that AK, I mean, you shouldn't have given that to them. Oh, well, I hope Llamas can do something, you know, devastating. I mean, he's a devastating player, and I hope he can do something with that AK this round. It's going to be exciting.
Indeed, it will be.
Get in there, boy.
He's currently sitting on 17 kills, mind you. Sicko, he's pulled himself out of that, I suppose, early slump, gotten himself a nice 18 frags up on the board. The crucial thing is what Llamas does here. Does he put the armor in behind this AK, given that he's going to have extra money whether they lose or win this round? Yep, he does pull out the armor, he does pull out the utility. Keeps himself above $3,000 though. This does guarantee him a buy into the next round, possibly even in the case of dropping Andy over an AWP, if, you know, Andy wants to get a little bit more utility behind it. But either way, this could be the round where we see it come all to a head. It could be 9-all, and Tainted Minds could really be pulling themselves back into this. Or we could see Breakaway hit that 10 mark, and it could, I'm not going to say it'll discourage them, because we have spoken about, unless they're literally 16 rounds down, they won't be complaining about a loss. Whether it could still be an opening for Tainted Minds.
Well, this moment right now, this passive play, it's waiting for information on how to counter what's delivered to you. Oh, J1, how does he get away? 2 HP, unfortunate.
Now he's actually just pushed back. He's holding for that anti-flash. He's essentially just making sure that there's Tainted boys. They're just pushed back. He's just happy to play that support play for Llamas with the rifle now. He knows that Llamas is essentially their crucial man. He knows that the key is in getting him them frags, whether it means he dies himself, whether it means he's just sitting at the back, throwing flashbangs, throwing out smoke, whatever he's doing. Llamas will pick up 1, but he's tagged down to 9 points of health. Noisia peeks out, does quite a bit of damage, but no! We'll be seeing both Zeusy and APOC getting away.
Oh, they're sending that bomb away.
But it's actually walked right into Hazza. They've dropped the bomb in mid, and 30 seconds to play with Llamas. He gives it up, Noisia. Why give it up so easy? They expect them to be chasing the bomb down. Tux will drop Gyra. Hazza has got his hands onto an AK. He could definitely do something here. He'll peek out, but he doesn't make much of it. 9-all on the scoreboard. Tainted Minds, this could be the comeback of dreams yet again.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed by those 2 CT players pushing, especially with the AK, and not even being able to trade it out. They were just not expecting Zeusy to be there. Really, they should have. With the bomb drop down in mid, they should have suspected that. They should have been able to understand that the bomb was rotating away from B. There's always a possibility that somebody could be there.
Indeed. As it is, we see a double up setup come out immediately on this breakaway buy. Andy and Gyro combining with that. We don't see an AWP at all for Sicko. It does mean that he's got slightly less, I suppose, to work with in those long-range battles. But at the same time, quite often you'll see AWPers sort of test the waters against the other AWPs on a T side like this. Quite often, you know, they'll just opt for the rifles in that first couple of rounds if it's not working out for them early, which, I mean, I think it will do for Sicko. He may pull out the AWP and then just start, you know, fragging.
And so he's fast pushing the smoke. The CT was giving himself complete confidence in that cover, but a beautiful play, and they're wrapping the A side beautifully. I can't see them losing this. A great frag.
Absolutely beautiful work there from the T's, only losing a single player in what was essentially like a four-way firefight. We do see them plant that bomb. Gyra and Llamas now left in a 2 versus 4. They could do a little bit of work here, but it's very unlikely they'll get anything from this banana position. Maybe an exit frag if the T's go heavy. But Sicko, he's already picked up that AWP. He's keen to just keep on fragging.
I think Breakaway, I think they need to step up here. They need to really put themselves against Tainted. They need to be hyper aggressive. They need to take the game to them. They're playing too passive at the moment. It was something that we missed last week. For instance, on Mirage against Chiefs, they had this capitalization where they had the lead. They had 14 rounds. And they just gave up mid. They stopped facing these duels. I mean, sometimes you want those duels to happen. You've got Andy with the AWP. He's a great player, and he's got to be able to win some of those duels. He's able to take out Sicko. You need to face them. You need to put them up against each other. They need to take that risk. Go for it. Go for that mid-peak as CT, try to set up the round, and then go defensive. But do something. Aggressive utility. Take the game to them. Win this match, boys.
Well, we can only hope that they continue that and maybe pull something back with Gyra. He's already been quite heavily tagged, down to 62 points of health. He does have that AWP in his hands. And he has armor, so even just coming back to this, if he decides to drop that AWP over to Andy, switch it around, he picks up the CZ instead. Just sort of gives Andy a bit to work with, as well as having essentially the exact same as Gyra. He comes through. Andy, though, annihilated by Tux, gets a lot of damage off, though. Be keen to see whether Tux keeps this push going, but it will be top mid. Gyra, I don't know if they'll even know Gyra has the AWP, because they didn't really challenge him last round. They might just think they've picked up the only AWP that Breakaway had. This could be, I suppose, maybe a kink in the armor? Will be a lot of noise made.
Nice
CZ
frag.
goes to work from Nausea.
Tux low on HP. They're winning the HP game here, and he's got a perfect lurk. If he can only time it, no, he's just off.
Gyra, though, he does drop Zeusy. That gives away the AWP. Tux, Apoc, and Sicko now in a 3 versus 3. Gyra backs away. He's carefully checking around on the site. Bomb plant will come through, but Sicko, he gets up high nice and early. He drops Hazard as well.
So good. So good. Our Kiwi brother. He's doing damage with that AWP, isn't he?
He's doing a little bit of damage. He's picked up those 2 beautiful little frags. As Nausea is now left 1v3. Maybe he can find something, but he just looks away at the wrong time. And Apoc, oh, timing it to perfection. Nausea just going to run for his life.
And this is a player right now that we haven't seen a lot of tonight. He has not been making many frags at all. I mean, he's sitting here with 9 and 2 assists, 10 deaths. That's not the usual Nausea that we're used to. To see Llamas out in front, I mean, that's great. But this is the experienced player for this squad. It'd be nice to see him making his mark.
I do wonder if Nausea, given how he plays on Inferno and how he's played with a lot of his previous teams, whether he does just try and accept that lurk role. And that's maybe why we're not seeing him fragging as hard.
He's not, I mean, yeah, the lurker, right? It's all about getting into position. And to be able to get into position, you need something else on the map happening. Whether, it, you know, like, I mean, yeah, it's a difficult role to play. And he's probably not getting those same opportunities just yet.
So the thing about being a lurker as well is that, especially when you're playing a lurk on the T side, you kind of need the CTs to push you, which Tainted just weren't giving him in that first half. Gyra gets that early aggressive peek from Apoc and absolutely capitalizes on it. Does a lot of damage to Tainted Minds early. And now it's all on Sicko with the AWP against this double AWP setup of Andy and Gyra. This is going to be absolutely crucial where he can get a trade frag back. If he can get a trade frag back, that is. Nausea holding from Archers. He could be, I suppose, the key to this breakaway hold, whether it stops them pushing through the CT, whether it just keeps a hold of that A site, a lot of which Tainted Minds gave up on their CT side. Smokes will go down, Molotov's over, down towards Library. And Nausea could actually push this smoke. Tux expecting possibly something, just peeks around the edge. But he's going to back away, the bomb making its way up Banana, the push coming through. Zeusy spearing the charge as Tux will pick up one. Offnu drops Llamas, that must give something away. Offnu drops Gyra! And now a 2v4. Hazard and Noisia in an absolute shocker of a position. Both players sitting right at the top on A site. It's going to be hard for them to hold this. They might pick up these exit frags if Tux gets a little bit too aggressive, but boy, this man is really starting to frag.
Their B-side hold was not strong at all. I mean, they did not rotate off the side at all. They were anchored onto the side in clever positions. They supported each other, and they did not make a frag. And that's not a good sign. That's weakness. You need to be able to pull something out of there. You're both there. You haven't rotated off. Players have to be making frags. They're your B-side players. They should be the best players on B and on their team. So, disappointing. We're seeing weakness here from Breakaway, and it was such an impressive first half. It's disappointing to see that they haven't showed up on the CT side here.
It is still rather early, though.
It is definitely early.
7 rounds into this CT half for them. They've yet to pick up a round. It has been a nice roll for Tainted. Coming back, I suppose, from that 9-6 deficit. It's tempting to see exactly what's going to come of this. I mean, Tainted Minds, they've got the lead now. They're on a roll. You talk about momentum quite a lot. Is this affecting Breakaway a bit too much?
Well, it's easy. Oh. 3 quick frags. Llama's managing to pull one out.
Oh. Sicko trying to finish off Gyro, but Gyro doing quite a bit of damage there. Flash will come over. Gyro does just hold back a bit. The bomb's going to head up onto the A site. Offnu will drop him. And Tainted, they drop it onto 13. It's when you see 13 pop up that you can get quite a bit nervous.
Yeah, they're getting closer and closer. They're running with it. Sicko with 22 frags. He's doing overtime right now. 11k in the bank. He can buy whatever he wants. He can buy his mates whatever toys they need.
Well, I don't think they want toys. They want real operating guns.
Yo,
if he gives them toy water pistols or something, they're not going to do any damage.
Yo, we got the brothers.
Whether he hooks him up or not, it doesn't really matter. He's getting the frags that he needs. He drops Gyro very early in this round. Double up, still not working out for Breakaway. A little bit disappointing.
And just so everybody at home knows, that line that APOC is firing is going through B halls into carpet. It is a real good line to take to stop the CTs from being able to push to the top of stairs.
Does it actually also wallbang onto the top of Diggity?
Oh, you mean onto the roof?
Onto the roof as well, I believe.
No, you can molly and nade over there. Oh, actually, no, you can. That whole wall is
bangable.
Wall-bangable, yeah. It's not like it's not like old 1.6 that some of you at home know. The walls aren't, as cardboard like they used to be, but yeah.
What's that? You're shooting me with a pistol through it? Oh, I'm dead. Noisia, he hits the early frag onto APOC, but is immediately traded back. They're down with the man disadvantage, but still going to be the push coming through. Llamas operating very well on this B site. Picks up Zeusy, but Sicko, he's coming in big. He's got a second frag for this round. The push coming from Construction. Offnu drops Andy. And Hazard left 1 versus 3. The bomb plant will come through. Hazard is on the save. Tainted Minds pick up a 14th round here. This is looking even harder for Breakaway to make any comeback from.
Has arrived, and they're running with it. They're rolling them over. Pancakes, mate.
It's a little bit disappointing. You can't deny it. You see them have such an amazing T side, and then they come onto the CT side that is supposed to be the key to Inferno, and they're just not picking anything up.
14-9 to Tainted Minds from a 9-6 lead for Breakaway. Breakaway are on the CT side of Inferno. Come on, man. You got to show something. Get that round win, and then let's see that roll on. You're still in this game. There's still rounds to be won. You can do it. I want to see the underdog do well. That's what I'm always rooting for. I'm rooting for a good game. And Breakaway, they've put up a fight. But I want to see it continue. I want to see them lift. It's time that players showed up. Noisia, you got to get in there. You got to change this game.
I don't know if it was just me, but apparently Noisia's picked up 24 kills according to the scoreboard. I don't know. Maybe that's just my mind playing tricks on me that I saw he's picked up 24 kills. I'm probably imagining things at this point. You know how the game glitches a little bit here and there. I don't know. I don't want to BM him, but it doesn't. You haven't felt impact frags from him, and that's a slight problem. Smoke will go down, but Zeusy's already pushed it. Llama's there covering Gyra. Beautiful work from him. As Gyra actually switches out for the AK as well. Nice bit of work. Nade coming over. That could absolutely chunk these players. It does destroy APOC. Gyro still looking. Picks up one through the smoke. He's looking for APOC. He can't see him, but boy, is he taking him down low. And Breakaway, we've asked them to pull something out, and this is a perfect start to the round.
Yeah, it's good to see the B players doing some work in defending that bomb site. It was quite interesting. Zusi, rather than using any utility, he was going in dry. And it didn't work out. I mean, it was just unlucky. But they made the frags on B's side. That's good to see. They're going to get their round. They're going to get this round. Nice, Hazza.
Indeed. Hazza going big. Andy drops off new. And now Sicko in the 1 versus 4. If there's a situation you think he might win, it'll be something as stupid as this with 15 seconds on the clock. But at this point, he's probably just keen to die almost, given the fact that he's going to get very little loss bonus. Actually, it's probably worth just saving this at the point.
10 grand in the bank and an AWP in his hands. I mean, he's set up.
Alright, it does turn out that the game was playing tricks on me. Noisia is not at 24 kills. It's not my eyes, it's the game, I swear. I swear, I'm not old.
Maybe you can see into the future.
Yeah, no, it's not looking good for Breakaway. Either way, they have picked up a 10th round, so it does get them, I suppose, that little bit closer on the board. Noisia and Gyra do have the AKs as well as Llamas. Hazza, the only person sitting there with the M4. The AWP still up. 4 AKs for Tainted. Their economy is looking absolutely beautiful, given the run that they were just on. 8 in a row, only to lose now. This could be absolutely heartbreaking as well for either team, with the massive comebacks that have both been, well, I suppose massive lead Breakaway had, the massive comeback that Tainted mounted. And if Breakaway come back from this...
Well, that's good early damage from the Breakaway boys to get those nades down onto the Tainted. It's keeping them at bay, and T-side players think that they might be able to get a pick here. Hazza right. Gets the opening frag. You got to fall off, mate. Take the corner. Nice trade, Andy.
Lovely work on the trades there. Noisia comes through with 2. APOC left in a 1v4. Yet again, a bit of an awkward position, but he's just going to force... No? Oh, he's going to be able to drop Noisia. He pops off a few more shots through the smoke. He's going to force this plant this time. The player's actually pushed into apartments instead. APOC, he's got 12 bullets. He's going to get that reload in, but he's still stuck on site. If the CTs time this well, they'll have a perfect push. They'll all be able to just time it out. And he's not actually going to peek on the flash, but he gets it timed beautifully, annihilates APOC, and goes back for his AWP as well.
I was just going to say I've seen APOC win these.
We've seen APOC do a lot of things.
Yeah, he's the man to be in that position and come out of it. He's a great player. But Breakaway, they're back in the double digits, 14-11. They're on a 2-round win streak. It's a good thing. That's a good thing. I like the early aggression with the nades. It seems to be doing a little bit of, work on the damage. It's helping these 1v1 duels. Hazza got a great frag. 2 players on jungle managed to peek mid. It was great work.
I suppose the kind of sad thing is that by the time Tainted Minds can't buy, they'll already be on a 3-round loss bonus, and surprisingly, they'll be able to buy. So Tainted Minds, they've essentially, I'm not saying they've got money for the rest of the game, but until they can beat Breakaway here, their money is looking stunning as Gyro picks up 1, picks up 2, he's looking for a 3rd. He does tag Sicko rather heavily, but he's not going to be able to pick the frag up. Tainted Minds, they are looking to push onto this A site now. Well, they've got nowhere else they can really go. This site being held down absolutely beautifully by Gyro. Noisia takes quite a bit of damage. Off new, just on the edge of that Molotov. Tux is already out.
This is beautiful work from the CTs. They got the 2 picks and got full banana control. They rotated and left 1 anchoring on the site. They got 4 players on the A side to defend it. With Tainted Minds, yeah, they're running straight into the trap.
Is it much of a trap though? I know that they are on the A site, but they've only got that 1 player holding from CT, and even then he's more holding towards B site now. It's given him a free wrap. Andy will fall at the hands of Offnu, and he's definitely clearing out those tight areas, caring that they could be in library still. Gyra looking to back onto this B site. This could be a beautiful ace if he peeks out at the right time. He's going to get blinded, just going to be sitting coffins, waiting for this push. He's going to drop Tux. He's looking for a little bit more. Sicko's going to drop Llamas. That's not an issue. We're still looking at free food here. Bomb plant set to come through. He's picking up.
Yes!
There we go!
Yes!
That's the ace!
That's the ace?
Gyra gets us some free food!
Yeah, the man. That's chips and fries.
Yeah, bro!
Oh, I'm out of here. I'm
Get
off to
in.
go
We're
get
off to
some
Carl's
free
Jr.
food. So we got 24 hours to go get fries and a drink, right?
We've got 24 hours. We're going to get free small chips and drink from Carl's Jr. Gyra is the people's champ. He's an absolute legend at the moment. Andy's picked up Breakaway, their 12th round.
Oh, they're back in the game. They got us food. I mean, who? Everybody wants to be on Breakaway right now.
The problem is, if they now lose, it's probably because he's gone to go get his free chips and drink. He gets the ace and he just leaves the server. That's it.
I'm a day one fan. I'm a day one fan. Just saying, just putting it out there. Oh, yeah, maybe not.
Maybe not. Either way, that is beautiful. I'm happy. We've got some free chips and drink. I'm going to go get that possibly after we finish here.
Oh, I'm excited. This is a game. We got a great game on our hands. To see the underdog doing this against Tainted Minds, oh, this is a game, boys.
Surprisingly, it's not all about the food, is it? I mean, you know, Carl's Jr. are amazing, but I've just realized it's actually something to do with the game as well, being at 14-12, and, you know, it's actually close. Wow. It's beautiful.
Seeing it looks like Breakaway here. They're going back onto a defensive setup, which we haven't seen really work for them just yet. But a minute on the clock. They've still got a lot of utility. Full banana control. And the T-side players haven't taken that at all. But it looks like we're going to see a bracket execute sometime soon. Let's see if Noisia can do some defense here to push them back.
Manages to avoid that Molotov perfectly. Picks up Zeusy and Tux. Andy gets the frag on Sicko. That'll be Noisia dropping APOC. And Offnu will fall at the hands of Andy. Beautiful work to bring Breakaway onto that 13th. And Tainted Minds, their money. It's not looking good. This could be Breakaway's 14.
Yeah, Breakaway, they've broken out of the psych, they come out of the coffins, and they're like, you know what, we're going to take this game, it's in our hands, we're going to play it out. And they're doing a great job. I mean, Noisa's stepping up now, just when they need him to. He's the man. Come on, lads. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Either way, this push going to be coming rather quickly up Banana. It does fall back, and it's actually drawn CTs over. It has that three-man stack at the top. Instantly falls back, takes no damage, and it does now leave a relatively vulnerable A site, especially given that Andy has that AWP. He's got that one-hit kill potential, but they're going to flank. They're going to come through CT. Noisia is going to fall at the hands of Tux. This is not looking positive. Hands on the AK. Offnu looking fine. And Dandy, push coming through. He's going to drop Gyra. He's looking towards construction. He's not going to find anything. Llamas is around there, though. But these three players are tagged. There'll be one for Llamas, too. No, Sicko will drop him. And my goodness, I give Breakaway the chance at the 14th round. And what do? They throw it back in my face. As Andy, he picks up the frag on Offnu. But boy, the 1 versus 3, this man has to pull something out of a hole I can't mention.
Oh, and he's got flanked. That's disappointing, but...
Oh. What a way to pick up your 15th, though, Tainted.
With pistols. Oh, I'm a little bit heartbroken. I got so built up with the run that Breakaway were on, and then they got broken on Eco. Well, AUCS. That's what they're saying. They need a few more Kiwis in their Breakaway squad, I reckon.
I'd like to agree with you, but it is a little bit awkward at this point. Tainted Minds are on 15. Breakaway, you'd like to see them do something.
Oh!
You'd really like to see it, but that nade absolutely chunks them. Zeusy will drop Andy. Gyra to 4 points of health. And, well, Llamas and Hazza looking a little bit awkward. It will be Gyra to drop Zeusy, though. 4 versus 4. Tux takes Hazza down with him. And now it's going to be flashes over. Peeking through Offnu. He's got to clear out Boiler. He'll drop Noisia. And this could be it. The A site is wide open. Llamas and Gyra, the poor unlucky fellas, have to get this retake going. 2 versus 4. It's going to be a struggle. But if there's 2 players that I'd like to see doing this, it has been these 2 boys performing. Gyra with our first ace, but Llamas is going to go down. I think this is going to be it. He has to pull out another ace for us here. He's not going to hit that first shot. That gives away his position, and that'll do it. Offnu will take him out. That'll be a 16-13. A lot closer than I think either of us thought this was going to be.
Oh, that was a great game. That was a match that Breakaway really showed up, and that was not what we were expecting tonight. I have to give credit to them to be able to do that against Tainted Minds. It's saying a lot about their future. They do have a lot of good form at the moment, especially with Chiefs managing to pull out a win. I mean, these guys, I just hope this is not what we're going to see. You know, like them getting to this position where they can win games and then lose them. You know, they need to be able to get to that point where they can run over these squads and close out games.
Yeah, I suppose it's just a case of finishing. That's it. They get started, they sort of falter in the middle. It's like a 100-meter sprint. They get the 50 meters, then it's like a trip. Hurdles pop up, they can't jump over them. It gets to the point where their competitors are getting ahead of them. All of a sudden, it gets to the end. And I'm about at the end of what I can say. My voice is starting to get a little bit annoyed as well. So I think I might just actually throw this one right back over to Dallas.
Thank you very much for that, Nutters. And we've just seen, obviously, Tainted Minds pick up the win over Breakaway, 16-13. But you know who the real winners are? Who are the real winners, Tom?
The people that voted for Tainted Minds.
The real winners are you there at home. Obviously, Gyra picking up the first ace of the season. So make sure you get into your local Carls Jr. Let them know you saw the ace on the Let's Play Live CSGO tournament, and you will be able to pick yourself up that free fries and drink.
Sorry, I just had to.
Oh my, but there we go. There we have it. Breakaway showing they are a real team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, to be honest, it's a pretty feels bad for Breakaway. That's 2 weeks in a row where they've really come out of the blocks firing, but just been unable to get over the line. But big props to them. They really did play well, and it's a bright future for them.
So yeah, very impressive stuff from Breakaway. Obviously the ace. Get yourself your free fries and your drink. Let's go to a break, and when we get back, we'll be having match number 3.
Your brain wants it. Your mouth wants it. These meals aren't out of your league. And how's this for a happy ending? Grab the big league deal from $9.90, only at Carl's Jr.
Flavor. Beats that move you.
Your brain wants it. your mouth wants it. These meals aren't out of your league. And how's this for a happy ending? Grab the big league deal from $9.90, only at Carl's Jr.
Welcome back to the Let's Play Live CSGO ANZ Invitational, brought to you by Carl's Jr. And it is now time for our final match of the evening, match number 3, Ground Zero taking on Greyhound Gaming. Tom, what do you think about this one?
Ooh, I'm a bit skeptical about this one. I think I really think Greyhounds are just going to come out of the block firing, but from what I've seen from all the other games so far, it looks like every team's really somewhat evenly matched, you know what I mean? So it could be a good game.
I guess the other thing to sort of mention coming into this one is both of these teams are sitting on 0 wins apiece. So someone, funnily enough, if you use your logic, is coming away with a win this evening. But before we get into the breakdown of this matchup, let's go over to the pro tips brought to you by Carl's Jr. to give you a little bit of insight at some of the strategies these pro players employ.
And pushing the corner, and it's not often. Oh, nearly slipped in a 1v2. Oh, the force!
Welcome to Pro Tips, brought to you by Carl's Jr. Tonight, we're introducing you to one-way smokes. Here, we have a smoke for bottom connector, used to counter underpass. A one-way smoke offers the player the advantage of being hidden while having sight of their opponents. Just like any execute, position and alignment is key. Top connector smoke is quite deceiving, as T-side players often smoke it for mid-control. In this case, it is a counter used to give you first sight. A window smoke often gives safe passage to T-side players. But in this instance, there is a gap used to catch opponents out. If done correctly, the enemy sees nothing. This smoke on B main is common, but the smoke can be abused to pick T-side aggression. To utilize the smoke, quietly approach and jump onto box to spot sunroom. The safety a smoke usually offers is the death of them. After the pick, you can quickly fall back to safety using the smoke as cover. At a professional level, you need to find a means other than aim and reactions to gain leverage against your opponents. This A smoke allows you safe passage to creep in onto box to spot players unsighted. These plays could be just what you need to tilt the game in your favor.
And there you have it, the one-way smokes brought to you by Carl's Jr. and also Wayfarer himself. Tom, what do you think about these one-way smokes?
No, they're very good smokes. They can be very beneficial to your game. If you can get a sneaky pick or something like that and you can spot out your opponent and allows you to get a kill generally without getting traded, so you can get that kill and then make your way back and help your teammates out. So they're definitely very good.
I know what I'm doing after the broadcast tonight, getting home and learning myself some more one-way smokes. But before that, we do obviously have our final match of the evening, Greyhound Gaming taking on Ground Zero. As I mentioned before, there's both teams sitting on 0 wins, so it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to pick this one up, Tom.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a tough game. I predicted Greyhounds to dominate, but I have a funny feeling that Ground Zero are actually going to come out fighting and swinging. So I think it's going to be another tight game like the other two games we've seen tonight, and it's going to go the distance. Yeah,
you know, Ground Zero, a real sort of star-studded lineup here, and again, a lot of experience on the team. One thing to mention, though, they do have Void filling in for Kyoto, and Void, again, very established player within himself.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with that. Void's definitely a suitable fill-in for Kyoto. He brings a lot of experience and a lot of natural skills, so you're not going to be missing out on too much there, bar maybe a bit of teamwork.
And of course, for the side of Greyhound, we know him, we love him. The boys in silver right here, Dick Stacey, obviously a big fan favorite, you know, doesn't really need too much introduction, you know, a great player, but also, you know, a great personality as well. Who else on the side of Greyhound sort of sticks out to you?
I mean, they all stick out. They're all actually very good players, but Dexter's obviously, like, I guess, the pillar for the team. He's always reliable. He's the shot caller. He's the leader of the team, so he's definitely one to look out for. But I'm also quite a fan of Sterling. He's a New Zealand player. He picks up the sniper rifle. He's actually a recent addition to this team, only recently joined, so it'd be good to see what he can do.
Yeah, and he did have a ripper of week 1. But the players to watch tonight, it's going to be Destiny coming up against Dexter. So pretty interesting here, as Dexter, you know, going to be the main shot caller for the Greyhound side. Tom, what about Destiny?
Destiny's basically a veteran. He's been there, done it all. He's very good with the rifle, but also the sniper rifle as well. He's a very smart sort of player. He likes to play by himself and do a lot of sneaky sort of moves and that. But Destiny's definitely one to watch out for.
I mean, just looking at the HLTV stats there, you know, they match up pretty evenly, Tom.
Yeah, no, definitely. These players are, I guess they sort of have similar styles of play. They're both very versatile. They can do lots of different things, and they're very valuable to their teams.
Yeah, and I guess the other sort of thing to notice as well is Dexter not only does obviously a lot of work when it comes to just fragging, but he also has to obviously watch the momentum of the game, direct the team as well. So how for Destiny does it make, how much easier is it to just be a full-on fragger?
It's definitely easier. Like if you're the shot caller, you're generally not only thinking about what you're doing, but you're thinking about what your teammates are doing or what you can do next. So you have to be thinking steps ahead, as opposed to when you're just a fragger. You do still have to think, obviously, but in terms of thinking steps ahead, you don't really have to.
Well, let's get our predictions underway. We've got our Nutters and Wayfarers standing by. Thanks for those pro tips, by the way, there, champ. And what do you guys have?
Oh, thanks, Dallas. Look, I'm going to take Greyhound for the simple fact that Will still owes me a pair of sweatpants.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep bringing that up.
Yeah, I'm on Greyhound as well. I mean, Ground Zero, they're an awesome squad. Yeah, they got some star players. They might have that Chiefs element tonight, you know, how they brought out that experience and those star players. But, you know, I'm with Greyhounds. I mean, they were the #1 team.
I suppose
And
really
Tom?
quickly
Makes
before we
sense.
get into it.
I can't go past Greyhounds. I think they're either going to stomp them or it's going to be a really close game. But, yeah.
Well, we'll see how Void does filling in for the side of Grey for Ground Zero. But let's get right into the thick of things, lads. Oh, well, what's my pick? We should probably do that. Because I thought I just sat here and I just kept going according to Nutters last time. So I was just going to keep just coasting through until someone called me out on it. So I guess.
Sorry.
Does it really matter, though? I mean, you don't have to say anything, man.
Oh, well, I mean, you know, my mind tells me Greyhound, my heart tells me Greyhound, so I'm going to say Greyhound.
All right,
But, boys, take us into match number 3. Take us away.
Yeah. As they say, you say it best when you say nothing at all. And that could probably help you in this situation, Dallas. Yeah. Either way, I think we're both happy that this is going to go Greyhound's way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's an interesting fact that I want to bring up is that last season of LPL, Byrne was playing for Greyhounds. He made it all the way and they won it. And now he's on this squad. He did actually have a bit of a stint on Tated Mines. But,
you gotta love those profile pictures.
Here he is on Ground Zero.
I don't know what to say about this. Either way, Destiny coming in with the key P2000, 5 sets of armor. We see 4 on the side of Greyhound, and the utility coming in on Urcast. Sterling, the key player, I think I want to see him pull out on the AWP here. Cache is an amazing map. It's great to see it when the AWP comes out. Interested to see how this goes. It's looking like an A split for this pistol round. Smoke's coming out, going to cover off both highway and around that quad area. Push will come through. That'll be the first for Sterling. Lovely work. Destiny picks up one, but instantly traded back by Malta. Bomb will be picked up. Sterling is going to actually plant this if he can. He's going to actually get it all the way out for A main. Beautiful work, but they still have to get a player back in there. Dexter's going to get his head ripped off a little bit early. Sterling picks up Burn. And, oh no, not going to go for that booster straight away. No, they're just going to hold back. There are 3 players left to try and work something for this Greyhound side. They do have that bomb planted. They've got the advantage. They are able to hold on beautifully. Malta will drop Extinct. And Urcast, he just keeps peeking, even if he loses his life. This round was definitely going for Greyhound. It doesn't matter. Urcast annihilates Void somehow. You just saw him tapping away, and it's a surprise he didn't manage to take Urcast's head at all.
Ground Zero, they missed a lot of shots there. I mean, you got to take whatever opportunity comes your way, and with the USP, you really need to be making need to be making that headshot within 2 bullets. The first one, okay, if you miss that, all right. But the USP, yeah, you got to be making that. You can't. Every bullet matters. It really does.
I suppose we've been talking a lot about the economy in that second round since, obviously, it's all been introduced, and we instantly see that the only thing purchased on this entire Ground Zero side is the P250 on Destiny, which, unluckily for him, it's gone already.
Well, here we have full map control for the T-side players, taking mid quite easily without any threat.
Just getting dinked by that USP, though. And a couple extra players coming in to join him, so Nikez, he's taking quite a bit of damage, but he can just back away. He's got nothing to worry about. His teammates trying to assist him, but it doesn't really matter. Greyhound, they just take the time. They know they can just back away. They've got a little bit to work with. Looking to push out onto site. Smoke will come off to cover off Highway, but it's going to be a little bit interesting. There will be a lot of damage through the smoke taken by both Dick Stacey and Malta, as well as burn over at Truck. The CTs, they've got to try some sort of retake here. Dexter will be able to drop Nikez. Even just getting a little bit of damage off will be absolutely crucial for this Ground Zero side. Player looking to push up Highway. I believe that'll be burn. Void still sitting back in CT. Extinct looking for anything he can find. Malta has picked up burn. But no, that should do it. Greyhound will take a second round. And I just want to bring this up now. They didn't buy pretty much anything into this round of Ground Zero. They've done no damage. That's not an issue. Including this, I suppose, this loss bonus. This is the first team we've seen not invest pretty much at all. And will have enough money to buy into that third round.
Yeah, let's see how that goes for them.
My biggest question is that...
Look at that money.
That's
a buy.
The SG is price reduced to 27.50. Now, one person I know absolutely loves the SG is Void. The man is an absolute SG magnet. And you can see...
Oh, that's disappointing.
You talk him up, and he just...
But you're saying we're definitely going to see him buy it this game, right?
We're going to see him buy an SG or an AUG.
You. That's on you. If that doesn't come up this game, if he doesn't buy one, I think you owe me a cheeseburger. I want someone to go with my fries and drink now, so
that's fine.
If he doesn't buy an SG this game, you owe me a cheeseburger. Everybody out there, you hear that?
I'll buy a cheeseburger for everybody. I'll buy you, Dallas, Tom.
Yeah,
maybe even a couple of guys in the production room.
Man, you're backing yourself.
I'm backing myself on Void.
I'm going to be taking photos of that cheeseburger when you get it for me.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter, you guys better get on Twitter and give us a follow and see how that trucks along, because I'm pretty sure he's might back out of this one if it doesn't happen.
Oh, I got no issues whatsoever. I'm overconfident. You know me. I'm absolutely nutters for this one.
Yeah.
Either way, push will be coming out onto the B site. Void taking a lot of damage early. Extinct picks up one. Dick Stacey gets an immediate trade back onto Void. Dexter is in mid. Oh, beautiful hole. Takes out Destiny. Malta's taking out Extinct. This B site wide open. Burn falls. Nikez left in the 1 versus 4. And the one thing I'd like to point out is that last season, Greyhound Gaming on Cash against Dark-Sided.
That's right.
We saw one of the most beautiful games of Counter-Strike from Greyhound I think I've ever seen.
And we never saw it coming.
Nobody saw it coming.
Nobody.
It's like a blind man getting hit by a cricket ball. Just nobody sees it coming.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm in Carl's Jr. They got donuts now.
But
donuts
Nikez,
for donuts.
He sees something coming. That's a beautiful little double kill onto Dick Stacey and Urcast. He still can't do anything in the round, and giving away his position, it doesn't really matter to the Greyhound boys. If they get a double peek going, it'll be beautiful. He's just going to flash this. Could keep himself safe. Get his hands on the AK if he can, but he falls at the hands of Dexter. Nice little double coming in. And all of a sudden, that is Greyhound up to 3-0.
Say! Oh, sorry. I'm getting carried away with the music there.
Yeah, it's quite easy to get carried away with that, eh?
Oh, 3-0 lead to Greyhound Gaming. They've taken a positive step forward. The CT players buying a complete full buy on the third round, but they weren't able to offer anything on that defense.
I want to know where these nades are going. You got 4 HEs. At least 2 of them are going to be going into mid. Toward vents as well, and oh, that is disappointing. All 4 have been thrown for a grand total of 42 damage on the men with the MAC-10. Urcast still gets a kill. Dick Stacey will take out Void. B site wide open again. Plant can come through, and indeed it will. Malta still just clearing it out. It's beautiful to see this, I suppose, thorough work from Greyhound. Even though they pretty much know the side is clear, he still pre-fires it on his check. Sterling's able to take out Destiny. Oh, yes, go for that boost. Nikez can drop Sterling. He picks up Urcast as well. But no, I don't know if they're expecting... Nah, I thought they were actually going to go for a run boost into heaven. I was really kind of hoping for it. Either way, Burn and Nikez. Burn does have the AK. He manages to drop Dick Stacey, still backing away for the save. But it's definitely viable for this Ground Zero economy. It's beautiful work. They pick up a free AK, essentially going to save it. Nice work.
Yeah, 4-0 lead for Greyhound Gaming. It's sort of what we expected from these boys, but we saw what happened last week when they got an 8-0 lead against Tainted Minds. I mean, how long is this run going to go for? Are they going to be able to continue this on and go on to win the match this week? That's what we're waiting to see.
Sail. Sorry, like you say, that music, it's just so easy to get into. Greyhound, they've got another buyout here. That's not an issue for them. We are going to see the AWP come out onto Sterling. So this is interesting to me, at the very least. We do see the AWP come out on Burn. Keen to see exactly how this is going to play out. Sterling is going to make that first peek slightly towards B main. Void is just holding on. Sterling is expecting flashes. He's not getting them, but it's not a massive issue. He saw your spot on the one-way smoke, mate. It's absolutely beautiful. It was just sort of half expecting him to fire off and then just type in chat, "I watched Wayfarer's pro tip." That'd be beautiful. Either way, peek's going to come through. It's dry and it hurts. Sterling annihilates Extinct. Malta tagged to a single point of health. Void getting burnt up yet again. I've seen him get burnt about 3 times already this match, but Burn coming through, picks up one. Void gets that trade. Flash comes on through. It's looking decent enough for Ground Zero here. Down to that 3 versus 3. Dexter's dropped Void. Sterling takes out Nikez. And now Sterling is on a roll.
Down. That's beautiful from Sterling.
It's quite sad to see, though. You know, you want this to come, something to come of this, but Sterling is absolutely on fire in this AWP. It's his first round with it. Burn sitting in the smoke. Sterling's watching for him, and oh lord, it's gonna be Urcast. Finishes it off. Greyhound up to a 5-0 lead. The body slides down the ramp. Just like that cheeseburger's gonna slide into my mouth when Void buys an SG.
Sterling doing beautiful work on the T side for Greyhound Gaming right now, and he's doing work with that AWP. Opening frag, shutting down the bomb site. Yeah, he's a good player. He was the star player for Legacy until last week. He just recently joined to replace Gratisfaction. You know, I mean, that's a big role to fill. But he is a star player. He is a good player. And we didn't have Sterling in our tournament last season. So to have him in it, that's a great thing. It's a really cool thing.
I'd just like to point out that this does apply to an SG or an AUG, right? Given that he enjoys the scoped weapons of sorts. I just want to make sure that it applies to both of them because...
Oh, I mean, we were talking about just the SG, mate, but...
That's fine.
No, I totally understood where you were
coming from. To be fair, at this rate, I don't know if they'll even get through to an AUG round, but Extinct could be putting those hopes to rest. As he picks up a beautiful double. He's going to get pushed in on. Dexter can drop Burn. Pushes through, picks up Extinct as well. My goodness, the trade's not coming. Sterling takes out Void. And oh my lord, this is beautiful work from Greyhound to bring this one back.
We've got a CT player coming up behind them. That's Destiny. Of course it's Destiny.
Dexter will find him on the edge of the smoke, leaving Nikez with a scout and a USP. Both players, Sterling holding with the AWP. Oh, the tap comes through, but Dexter pushes around back perfectly, picks up the quad kill, and Greyhound take it to 6-0.
Oh, they're on a roll. I mean, 16-0, I mean, that's still an opportunity for them to take. I mean, they could be setting us up. Maybe they want to be the people's team.
Well, maybe if they get the 16-0, then you get a cheeseburger and I don't even have to give it to you. You can get it for free. Imagine that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, if they do that, I was suggesting earlier that we buy them a plaque. You know, just to write their name in history is like, you know, I mean, how often does that? Oh, Sterling for another entry kill. That's beautiful. On a buy round as well.
This is just beautiful. It's clinical. It's just, it's Greyhound. I don't know how else to put it.
Greyhound on cash.
I don't know what it is with them. Someone's let the dogs out. Who?
Let the dogs out.
Yep.
Bolt is coming at you. Frag. Oh, yeah.
Picks up the frag, puts it up to heaven, pushing through the smoke. That will be extinct. His life goes extinct. Dick Stacey only played a full 4 Greyhound as Nikes. He is going to get hunted down. The bomb will be planted. Volta, he falls, but that gives away the positioning a bit too much. Bomb, it's down. There's not much Nikes can do. He may be able to find one more frag, but it doesn't look too hopeful. He pops off a couple more shots. Do expect he'll be looking to get out of there as soon as possible. Never mind. Dexter will take him out, and 7-0 lead. What do? You just headbang, don't you? You just hear that MVP music come through and you just can't help it.
I'm just thinking of last season. I'm thinking of the 16-0. I'm thinking of that donut. I'm thinking, yeah, we won't say it, but J with the 0 kills.
Yep.
Yeah. We won't say. We don't need to say his name. No.
Yep.
No. I mean,
that was.
These memories. Oh, Greyhound Gaming as well. Cash. Why do you let it through? And Sterling totally almost gets the double kill. It's got quick support on boost.
Support on boost, so it's going to be cleaning up. Dick with 1 and 2.
He's going to be able to secure that AWP as well. Beautiful frags. Great teamwork.
They'll be expecting that player in mid as well. The AWP is just not in a position for I was about to say James. There we go. We've said it anyway. For Burn to get it. Either way, 8-0. I just can't believe it. We're going to see another buy finally come out of ground 0.
Well, the CTs are stacked with money right now. I mean, this is the round. They got to do it to come back. This is the. They got to break the ice. They got to shake off these nerves. I mean, what are they nervous that they're on television or something? I mean, come on. I mean, you guys are past that. You guys have been playing the game long enough. They got to show up.
I hate to say it, but we did kind of say that the players may need to be ready, expecting maybe a slightly further apart game between Tainted and Breakaway. And obviously this one ends up starting slightly later due to the hit. Maybe these guys are just trying to, you know, save us time.
I'm waiting for that org, mate. I don't see it. Where's that scope
They're
rifle?
not saving me money. I can tell you that much at this point.
It's cheaper. It's cheaper. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you.
Am I technically, you know, void of all responsibility if he doesn't buy it, but they get 16-0'd?
Hey, put your phone down, mate. I don't want you texting him, alright?
Alright, sorry. I'll put it away. I'll just keep it in my pants. And, well, it's actually a lot slower from Greyhound this round. You've not seen a lot happen, but Urcast, he pushes it beautifully, times it, and he's still looking through the wall. Well, he's not looking through the wall, he's shooting through the door. You can't see him through the wall. I'd just like to point that out.
Yeah, that X-ray vision, that outline that you see at home, that is just for us. The players can't see that.
Although when you see some of the crosshair placement, you do question that. But, you know, that's just the pros. They just know where these players are meant to be, and they know where to put their crosshair in relation. Either way, they've got 30 seconds to play with. They've got to push out onto this A site. Instantly out they will fly. On site is Nick as he gets absolutely annihilated. Multi picks up 1, Extinct comes through, picks up the return frag. 4 versus 3, 20 seconds on the clock. Burn through the smoke. Burn again, drops Urcast. And now the 2 players, 14 and 7 HP, the bomb in Dick Stacey's hands. He's got to get this planted, 10 seconds on the clock. Sterling over the smoke, Void picks up Dick Stacey, Sterling picks up 1, peeking over and Extinct.
Extinct had a massive round. He made so much impact. He stopped the bomb plant, he managed to evacuate and hide behind the smoke, and then he applied more damage and got 2 more kills. It was really an important play, and he's brought the team back into it. Wow.
You know what I think Greyhound Gaming call this? A tactical reset.
I mean, they got no fans right now at ground 0. I mean, they just cost me a cheeseburger. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, they've cost us all a cheeseburger, but they haven't specifically cost you a cheeseburger until Void goes 30 possible rounds without buying an SG or an AUG.
Yeah, you put it all on the line, man. Fire up.
I really have. It's a massive mistake, but you know what? I'll own up to it.
It's early days. It's early days. I mean, they haven't even been on T-side yet.
Yeah, exactly. In any case, we'll be seeing a very slow play from Greyhound. We noticed that this didn't actually work for them last round. It did come close, but maybe it's just those faster plays that were working for them. And They have changed it up. I can understand that, knowing that Ground Zero were on a maximum loss bonus. They've only just come back through. They've got a couple more weapons in their hands. It does have me questioning, though, was that quick play just catching them unawares and they were literally doing nothing?
Well, with the timer running down so low, the CT players, they had their rotations early, applying utility onto the side. I mean, they were all ready for it. They rotated quickly. It was a good call to be there. Support lines, I mean, to have them rotating quickly like that, that's really important. And yeah, I mean, they stopped the bombing. Oh, Dexter, reactions, mate. Void, you got to make that shot. You got to buy the org, mate.
Or the cheeseburger. I'll let him buy either at this point. In any case, we will be seeing 20 seconds on the clock once more. The push towards B. Destiny is holding this with the AWP. The double AWP setup. He spots the arm, and that'll be Malta going down. He puts down the smoke. The Molotov comes up. He drops Zergast as well. Dexter pushing. Dexter and Dick pick up one each. Pushing through the smoke, though. That'll be Dick Stacy. Tries to frag. The bomb has to go down ASAP. Heading down to the back of the site.
Does he get it? He's 4 seconds on the top. He just gets it.
Burn picks up one. Nickez has the FAMAS still trying to push in. That's given away Dick Stacy's position. He falls at the hands of Burn. Dexter now 12 HP. Has to find 2 beautiful frags. He can't find either. And Burn comes on through. They'll be looking for the upgraded weaponry as well. Burn, he'll stick with his AWP. Nickez does very little, but he gets the bomb defuse. That's all that matters. My goodness. Ground Zero pick up a second.
I mean, if Dick Stacy made that play on Tree Room, if he got that frag, that would have been the round. They were very lucky to get into this. Ground Zero were. Timing was just a fraction off for Dick Stacy, but you know what? I mean, they're playing beautifully, and 8 rounds on the T side so far. Yeah, they're doing good. Ah, you.
Something to you?
No, you are
all right.
beautiful.
No, not a problem. Maybe I was going to say that you are cute.
Maybe.
Adorable.
Yeah, I mean, that's all, we're all about positive thoughts here.
Yeah, it is Mental Health Awareness Week. Are you doing okay, Chris?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Yeah. I'm doing pretty good. I'm a bit tired, but you know.
I mean, I could have gone for a cheeseburger. You know, I mean, a little bit frustrated. But you know what? We'll get chips and fries.
Chips and fries. Chips and fries. Chips and fries, aren't they the same thing? Either way.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a drink. We'll swap the fries for the drink. We'll have chips and a drink. How's that? In any case, Sterling is back on that AWP. We got the 4 AKs supporting him. The double AWP setup essentially worked for Ground Zero last round. Destiny did pick up a nice couple early. Sterling's actually gonna boost Dexter, which is, it's not too often you'll see a rifle player boosted over an AWP, but Sterling is gonna be holding for that A-main push, and it could be about to pay off for him as Nickez is holding extremely close. Push comes in, the flash doesn't catch him, and that is beautiful work.
That is just a sharp shot, pixel gap, beautiful.
I suppose he's a pro. He has the reaction times of a god, and as soon as you hear that flash, you probably know what's coming at that point.
Exactly.
It's a little bit of a giveaway. I mean, these pro players, I'm not saying they know each other inside out. They're not going to know the exact calls that are coming through, but when you hear that flash coming, you just expect someone's pushing it. Either way, the push is now going to come out. Destiny is going to fall at the hands of Malta. Not looking good for Ground Zero. Burn will pick up one, but Dexter immediately frags him back. Void and Extinct now left in a 2 versus 4. Void, he's still sitting over on B site. He's probably a little bit sad. He'll just be sitting in that corner, just saving every little inch of his life. Extinct, he's got the M4 to save as well. And he'll just be holding up underneath Heaven. A little bit of an interesting angle, you'd say. It's not too often you'll see someone holding this. They'll either be holding from Heaven or the boxes just inside Tree Room. So could actually catch a player unaware here. And he does. Picks one.
Spam through the wall as well.
Dexter still hunting for that frag through the wall. He knows that he's got these players locked down to the B site. He's not going to know exactly where. Void's managed to push his way out to Tree Room. The Teaser, they're already hunting. They know that their money isn't absolutely amazing, but it's working. Dexter takes Extinct out. And Void, he barely survives, but Extinct, he just exposed himself a bit too much.
Well, that was a good cleanup from Greyhound. I mean, 9 rounds into 2 now. These guys are, they're showing why they are regarded as one of the best teams. I mean, they won our season last time around, and they have been a dominant force in Australia and New Zealand for, the last few months. So a lot of international experience now, competing against the best teams in the world, and here they are, coming back to their best.
We see the fast play again, though. It sees Void pick up one. Malta gets the trade right back. It sees Extinct fall. Smokes go down. Molotov set to go into heaven. It won't go just yet. Plant will come in for back of sight. The 3 pistols remaining on the CT side. No, he's not going to put the molly into heaven, as there is one sitting there waiting. He'll put another one up. And that is going to really quite hurt Burn. You could say he's getting burned. Oh, God, I make myself laugh. Malta does manage to pick up Burn. Destiny still sitting left side of Tree Room. A little bit unlucky if he wants to try and get out of here. Nikas is going to fall. Destiny peeks his head out. Urkas will pick him up. 10-2. But just going back to that point you say where you think, Greyhound are one of the best teams in, obviously, the Australasian region. I personally still think that they are the top team.
Yeah.
I understand that last week they lost to Tendon Mines in a best of 1. If we get these boys in a best of 3 again anytime soon, I think that's going to decide who is definitely top of the region.
Yeah.
You can't determine an awful lot from a best of 1. It all comes down to the day, the time. Oh, yes, there we go! Void has bought me an orc!
No, if only I kept you looking somewhere else. Oh.
He could have gotten away with it till he died. And I wouldn't have noticed. You could have had me fooled. But there he goes, he died. All you had to do was hold it for 20 seconds into the round and had me look over at that wall and that very attractive painting. Oh, I'm just hallucinating. Nikas picks up a beautiful frag onto Dexter. But as such, my wallet is feeling very happy.
Oh, my mouth isn't. Oh, massive frag, peek and headshot. That's what you want to be doing, mate.
Absolutely. Peeking through. Oh, Nikas actually picks up the frag onto Urkas. Nice work there as they still look to push out onto this B site. For once, the B site is actually being held by Void. So it could be a slight change of plan. The AWP.
Oh, great shot.
Not really coming into play just yet as Extinct will fall. It's now an AWP and a FAMAS, both over towards this B site. Dick says he's been dropped the bomb. He's not really gotten a way out of checkers either, so this is going to be a little bit awkward. Burn just holding on, keeping an eye for essentially whatever may come. Flash comes through. Nikas going to peek into heaven. Ooh. Dick Stacy will fall. Frag comes from Sterling, but that will do it. Nikas will take him out. And technically, ground zero have won 100% of the rounds. Void has bought an AUG.
All right. You got that one, man. You caught it. You said that he was going to buy it. I mean, he's only sitting on 4 frags. It's not doing overtime, is it? But, it's nice to see a variety in their buying. So, let's see if he goes for it again.
Just like to point out, you got Dexter on 17 frags already.
The in-game leader as well. So
yeah.
He's the player that's making the calls. All right, guys, we're going into a default. We're going to do a mid boost, take mid control, B split.
And he still hits those frags.
We're going to hit it. And he's still hitting those frags.
Even more interesting is you got Sterling there. So Dexter, Sterling, and Malta all have more kills than the top players on ground zero. Sterling, the AWPer, 14-7 at the moment. It's his second game with this Greyhound squad in our competition.
Yeah.
He's had at least the last week to merge, get a good feel for these boys.
Yeah.
And I wonder if, maybe if we had the Tainted Minds versus Greyhound matchup towards the end of the season where both teams have got their new recruits in, working well with the team. If that were to happen, I mean, to be fair, it could still happen right at the end of the season if they both make finals. Just how much different that best of 1 could have actually played out.
Definitely. I mean, Sterling's he's a star player in the scene. He comes from New Zealand as well, and he's got... Oh, he's going for the one-way smoke, but he's caught out. Sterling just knows everything. He's so aware of the game.
Yeah, but does he know what the square root of 408 is? Exactly. Dick Stacy, though, going big. Picks up a nice double to get them out onto the site. Malta has fallen at the hands of Burn. But the two FAMASes, they are essentially looking to save in this 14th round. They've got a bit of armor in there, a little bit of utility for Extinct. No kits. No real clue as to what they can do from here.
Well, one of the things about Sterling as well is that a lot of players, when he first came onto the scene, they actually thought he cheated. And that was just like Gratisfaction. They were players that came up through the ranks who just blew everybody away. And they were like, how can this guy be so good? And it's because of their commitment, hard work to developing their skill sets and just understanding their opponents. And to see Sterling step in for Gratisfaction and Greyhound Gaming and deliver straight off the bat, it's impressive. And that just goes to say, like, this is another star player that can perform on any stage.
Absolutely. And it's a little bit of a shame now to see that Ground Zero, they've got no buy into the 15th. This is looking like a rather, I suppose, one and done 12-3 for Greyhound in this half. Barring some magical magic of magicness. Extinct is going to fall early. Dextace picks up one. Sterling will actually take down Void. Molotov's going up into heaven, expecting those players in vents as well. Sterling, he's on the hunt. He's actually swapped out the AWP as well. He's got no reason to be on the rifle, but I suppose knowing that they were going to be on this eco, it's just one of those perfect calls by Dexter. They drop the AWP, they go for a rifle for the 15. Could be flawless for them as well. They've not lost a single player. Shots through the smoke. Nikez, he's looking, he's hunting. He wants something. Oh, Malta, do it to him.
Go!
Do it to him.
Yes!
The knife kill. There we go.
What a
We're
knife.
getting some more
What a
free
knife.
fries. Get in there, Malta.
You are the man, Mulder. Oh, legend.
That is beautiful.
The people's champs, Jira and Malta. Oh, that's great.
Oh, yes. We get the free fries. So does that mean that I can go in and get my free fries and a free fries and salt and drink?
I'm not too sure.
I don't know, but I want to get, well, whatever happens, I want to get some bigger fries.
I get fries and chips, right? That's what I was talking about before.
Fries and chips,
fries and chips. I caught it. I can see into the future. It's
beautiful.
Yeah, I got that
Beautiful.
music that I make up. I don't know what it is.
We will just remind you guys that is all brought to you by Carl's Jr. You can go into any Carl's Jr. restaurant in New Zealand and pick up either of those offers.
Look.
It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you to them for picking this up, because I don't think we're going to get a chance to shout them out if Greyhound win this pistol.
Thank you, Carl's Jr. I mean, supporting esports at its best, the best league in New Zealand and Australia, LPL delivering. Carl's Jr., you guys are champs.
Yeah, shots coming through. Will be a frag picked up there by
Sterling.
Malta. Sterling gets another one. Malta still holding on. 2 versus 2. Bomb plant looking to go down on the site. Destiny's looking for anything. He's not looking good, though. Dexter and Sterling, 2 players that you do not want to be facing off against in this pistol round. He does have the USP. He shot.
How did he make that shot?
Peeks around Sterling. Oh, Lord, he's trying to flirt with danger. Sterling, he peeks close. Destiny knows this now. He's very aware of the situation. Destiny looking for a 4K. He pulls off the pistol, but we're going to go back to that 15th round. Malta with the balls of absolute steel. This man, he pops off a couple shots. He's like, you know what? Screw it. Pop through. He's just swinging the knife wildly. Nikez can't do anything. The corpse hits the ground. And Malta, he's proud of himself. I'd be proud of him as well. He's my son now.
He's your son. Oh, Daddy Nutters.
Oh, I actually prefer Nut Daddy. But,
Daddy.
you know, I don't mind what you want to call me as long as you're calling me later. Either way, it's going to be a little bit of aggression coming through towards the B site.
Oh, that wood of yours, mate. You're quick. But this
Yeah.
is a fast play from Extinct onto the B site with his teammates. They fully cleared the site, and that's going to allow them to bomb plant. It's going to be very difficult for the CT players to be able to get on site.
At the same time, they've opted for the same strategy of the full save on the pistol on the return round. The MP5 doing some absolute work. Lovely through from there.
12 rounds to 5 for Greyhound Gaming. But Ground Zero, they're coming back into it. Looks pretty good.
Either way, it's going to be interesting to see where Greyhound go. They've instantly got the AWP out onto Sterling. And it's kind of keen to see what happens. You got the 4M4 up against still the SMGs, because obviously Greyhound did no damage to them. They've had no reason to upgrade. Void is the only player with an AK, and to be fair, with the way he's playing, I'm not sure I'd really want him on it. In any case, I do think that Sterling with the AWP could be looking for a couple of absolutely beautiful frags here. Either way, Dexter, he's holding for vents. He picks up Extinct, expecting a couple more to peek up. Flash goes over. He's going to miss one player through vents, but that's only Nikez getting absolutely annihilated. Void has managed to take out Dick Stacy. Sterling still holding on that A site. Leaves Void and Burn. Void, he does have that AK, but there are 2 players on the B site. Malta's able to pick up one. Now Bernie's looking, he's hunting. He's traded up, but that'll be Dexter through the fence. Lovely work. And
it's a clean round from Greyhound Gaming to take 13 rounds. I don't know if Ground Zero were expecting a full buy that round. I mean, keeping 2 Mac 10s. Maybe their confidence is a little bit down.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how this is actually forming up for Greyhound. Dexter, he's sitting on 21 frags. I love this man. He is just going ham.
No, Malta. He's the one that we're appreciating tonight. I mean, I don't care how many frags. Malta can just disappear for this game. He got us a knife kill. I mean, that's money to me.
All right.
But you're right. No, Dexter is having a superb game. And as a leader of the team, you know, he was one of the players that we highlighted. The host presented him to us, and they said, this guy's going to show up tonight. And he is.
Well, I mean, I suppose the other thing is, you know, we both know that we're going to get asked, who do you think's good from these teams? And we'll get asked that again. And, you know, we've got to try and come up with something out of the back of our heads and go, you know what? What do I remember the most? And we're going to go, I remember Gyra's ace, and I remember Malta stabbing a fella.
Yeah.
And you feel bad when it's Nickez getting stabbed as well, because he's such a good guy.
Yeah.
So you just like, you feel like it's so bad it's happening to Nickez, and you just want to give him a hug, but at the same time you just want to high-five Malta and just give him, chair slaps.
Well, it looks like a fast mid-tag here to gain mid-control at 50 seconds. They mollied out Vent to force out any CT players, and it looks like they're falling into a B split. Ooh, a nice kill on Whitebox to get Checkers control. No delay. Oh, and they totally catch Malta out.
Oh,
Dick with
Stacy though with 3!
Didn't even see that coming. What a bait play. That's tremendous. I do like those plays.
To be fair, not many people do see Dick coming, but boy, when he comes, he's just absolutely amazing.
Well, this is interesting. They boosted the bomber to the vent, and he should be able to gap it to the A side and get a free plant.
No.
The CT got the read.
Sterling's onto it, bro.
Destiny, come on, mate.
Destiny has to do so. That's it. That's the round over. 5 seconds. Urcast will just stay on the B site. He doesn't have to do anything. And what a way to lose the round.
In that play, I would have really liked to have seen Destiny just gun it with a knife and maybe have the B site player just trying to convince the fake that, yeah, we're still hitting B. Yeah. Destiny might have been able to win a 1v2 in that situation. You never know, especially with the bomb down. But, missed opportunities. I mean, in hindsight, it's a lot easier to see the game, especially from our perspective.
So what do they say? Hindsight is 11, 10? So I don't even know. Apparently hindsight doesn't even make you good at maths. 2020, that's it. Hindsight is actually 14-5, though, for Greyhound.
And one thing, earlier before we were talking about Dexter. And we were lucky enough at the end of last season to be able to celebrate around a few beers with the players from Greyhounds when they won the tournament.
Yep.
And when I was talking to Byrne, he actually referred to Dexter as the smartest player in Australia. That's how highly he thought of him as an in-game leader. And, we're seeing this tonight. I mean, we're seeing some great play from Greyhounds. And he's still, to this day, still executing strategy and formation, and he gets his team together. And, yeah, credit to him.
I'm just looking, though. Sterling, he's at 116 ADR. He is going absolutely ham.
Ooh, doesn't miss. I would actually like to see how many missed shots he's actually had in this match.
With the AWP specifically? Or?
With the AWP specifically. I would doubt. He's probably hitting 95% of his shots. 95% of his shots. Not 90. 95%.
Not 100, not 90, not 97.
I don't even know.
Not 93. 95 as Dexter gets aggressive and annihilates Burn. Sterling's going to take out Void. And now Extinct 1 versus 4. Sterling cleans him up, picks up another couple frags for the round. And Greyhound, they're up on 15, Ground Zero on 5.
I'm so happy to see Greyhound bounce back from last week to take a lead 15-5 against Ground Zero. That's positive. That's positive signs. And to see Sterling really step up in a new team and a new environment and doing this, that's so good. That's such a good thing for Greyhound Gaming. You might be right. They might still be the best team in Australasia.
Look, I don't want to put any money on that one because we're going to find out at the end of the season what they really are. That's the key. My biggest thing right now is that Sterling, like I say, it's his second game with Greyhound in the Let's Play Live Invitational. If he has a solid round here, could outfrag Dexter as well. So in just his second, essentially his second match with us, he could take this and already be top fragging for Greyhound. and it'd be beautiful. But Destiny, he's meant to drop Malta. They expect that vent boost. Nothing too uncommon there, as right now these players just holding on. Dexter has managed to drop Extinct. Dick Stacey holding for a vents push. He's very cautious, but that'll be Void going down. Dick Stacey actually gets flashed himself. Destiny is hunting. He's looking for whatever he can get. He will be able to drop Dexter. Sterling still yet to do anything. This is his chance now. Dexter's dead. He can actually hit these frags. He can top frag as these players push up highway. Niquez will be able to drop it. Stacey. Sterling peeks out, picks up Burn, and that will do it. Sterling finishes him off. 16-5. I'm now 1 from 6. That's all I can say. You know, that's the one that everybody got.
Yeah.
Except I don't remember hearing from Dallas. Maybe he got it wrong. Yeah. He might have been up there for ground zero. But either way, even with a stand-in of Void, I believe Kyoto was having some personal issues. That was not a good performance from ground zero. But
No,
is that letting the map slip through, or is that just the team?
I mean, this is Greyhound. This is Greyhounds at their best already. They're coming back into it. This is an exciting time. Our last season winners, showing up after a tough loss last week. It's positive. It's I'm really happy for them. Sterling's great.
I suppose the key is the learnings for next week. Is it more so keep Greyhound off cash, or is it more so just...
I would be banning cash. Definitely.
Yeah.
That is not a map that I would want to be playing Greyhound on. It's a first pick ban for me.
Yeah, you just got to ban it. You're gonna have to try and figure out exactly how to beat Greyhound now. I think that they're gonna just start rolling.
Yeah.
And if Tainted Minds don't lose another game in this tournament, we could actually see possibly Greyhound and Tainted at the top. Well, I mean, most likely Greyhound and Tainted at the top, Tainted at the top, Greyhound second. That third place, though, is going to be very much up for grabs for a lot of these teams. And I think any one of them could take it at this present moment. Chiefs looking the best, for right now. They're up on that 6 points. I just think that we are very much looking forward to what we've got next week.
Well, that's a wrap. That is a wrap. I mean, tonight was a complete success. I mean, come on, give it to me, mate.
It was absolutely beautiful. But thanks to Greyhound, we have received some extra deals. Thanks to Gyro himself, we've received a little bit extra thanks to Carl's Jr. But for now, I'm going to send you guys back over to Dallas. I've been Nutters. He's been Chris Wayfarer Davis. And back to you, Dally D.
Thanks for that, Nutters Nuts. Dally D. And yes, you've just seen it here. Greyhound Gaming picking themselves up the first win of the season in spectacular fashion as well, Tom.
Yeah, no, that was a pummeling.
That was an absolute pummeling, 16-5. But I mean, a few moments of greatness there coming out from Ground Zero. They do show they've got what it takes to compete.
Yeah, definitely. They had a few glimpses of some good rounds, but it just looked like Greyhound just came out with their foot down and they were just ready to go.
Yeah, Greyhound definitely firing on all cylinders this week. Dexter and Sterling as well, definitely big fraggers there. One thing I sort of want to spotlight, I guess, on the Greyhound side is their mid-control, and I think Dexter was, their key man for that. They had so much mid-control on that T side, and that, I think, is what really sort of led to their, explosive start.
Yeah, for sure. They were controlling mid. They had Dexter making a nuisance of himself, finding himself in lots of, different sneaky little positions. Also with Sterling, I don't think... he missed many sniper shots that game at all, to be honest. He was really on point with that. So a mixture of both of them, was just too strong.
Yeah, well, there's been some great results tonight, not only for the teams and the players, but obviously for you at home. But let's have a look at the teams first to see how tonight has played out. First up, we had Legacy taking on Chiefs. Chiefs take that one out 16-10. Next up, Breakaway give Tainted Minds a big run for their money, but Tainted Minds come out on top 16-13. And Greyhound busting out of the gates, coming back strong, taking down Ground Zero 16-15. And, the big takeaways there, we've obviously got Gyro picking up the ace for the free fries and the drink, and Malta with the knife for the free fries, so make sure you get into your local Carl's Jr. for that. And now the overall standings, the things we're looking for here, Tom. Chiefs and Tainted Minds up top with 6 points apiece. Legacy and Greyhound in the middle of the pack with 3 apiece. And Breakaway and Ground Zero down the bottom looking to still get their first win.
Yeah, I think today sort of went as expected, but I sort of feel sorry for the Breakaway boys down there with 2 losses. I think that's quite harsh for them. They've actually played some beautiful CS, to be honest. So there's still promising signs for them, and I think either team can, or any team can really still bring it back. But for the Ground Zero Breakaway boys, they're really going to have to come out firing next week, I think.
Well, we'll see if they can get back on the horse, because let's have a look at what's up in week number 3. And it's going to be Breakaway taking on Legacy, so that's going to be still quite a tough one for Breakaway, but I think with their recent form, Tom, they've been really good. Chiefs taking on Greyhound Gaming, also going to be another ripper of a game. And to finish us off in week number 3, it will be Tainted Minds taking on Ground Zero, and Ground Zero are going to really have to fight for that one, Tom.
Yeah, no, definitely. Ground Zero, they're 0-2 now, and they're coming up against the toughest opponent, so they're going to have to really dig deep for that one.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. And just to reiterate for everybody at home, make sure you head into your local Carl's Jr., 2 fries and a drink. So not only 1 fries, but 2 of them. That's enough for nutters even. But it's been an absolute wonderful night. Could you imagine getting 2 prizes in one night, Tom?
Oh no, I couldn't. Chips for days. Chips for days.
And I mean, if you're new to Counter-Strike and you're watching this tournament and you're thinking, I really want to get behind one of these teams. At this point, if one thing to take away about that last match, Greyhound are playing for you at home. You may not notice it, but they are definitely trying with all their might to get those prizes for you. That round there from Dick Stacey hiding behind the box, that was definitely an effort for an ace. And not only that, they were definitely trying for the 16-0.
Yeah, no, they were going for some cheeky little plays there. You always got to like that about the Greyhound boys. They like to bring a bit of humour to their game as well.
Well, that has been week number 2. Obviously, a lot of highs, a couple of lows, but definitely a lot more highs, I'd say.
Oh, most definitely.
I've been Dallas CSGICITY.
Thomas Blackout Richmond.
And from all of us here at LPL, thank you so very much for tuning in. You know where to find us. Same time, same place next week. Catch you then.
The ANZ CSGO Invitational is presented by Carl's Jr., home of great American burgers.